This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio.
Indeed, this is the Bottom Line Liberia, and you can catch us on YouTube, on Facebook, on our page, and also on our internet radio, which has the same handle, the Bottom Line Liberia. And so let me say welcome to each and every one of you, wherever you may be. If it is in the morning on your side, we say good morning to you. In the afternoon, we say good afternoon. And in the evening, like here, I want to say good evening to you. We have a host of panelists here tonight, and we'll be discussing important issues concerning Liberia. And so be our guest. My name is Linford Goer, along with Francis Mensah. And we have Jamal Kamara will be joining us later on in the program. And Paul, the Lord Churpley, is here as well. So it's a full house. And we're going to be bringing you the information as they unfold. So for the next couple of hours, or 2 hours to be exact, you can join us and stay with us. Help us to share the show. Invite your friends. If you join us via Jala TV from Liberia, we want to say welcome to you, and please help us to share the show. We started that we went over time a little bit. We had technical glitches, and we tried to get rid of it. The internet we use is not us who made it. The facilities we use, we didn't make it. We are just the end user. So sometimes we go crazy, and then things go out of hand. But we're going to be coming back very quickly to you. And the rest of the guys will be here, and then we can start a conversation. But for now, a short musical break. And the reason why we normally play this musical break is to give you the chance, as you join us, to be able to adjust yourself, sit tight, invite your friends, take a cup of coffee, and let's go through the discussions. Guys, we're going to be back, and we're going to be bringing the information to our viewers as they unfold.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not the I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that left us to all our damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. Fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not to corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people don't want to hope on nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the borough.
This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio.
Well, this is the Bottom Line Liberia indeed, and let me say welcome officially to all of the panelists here. Paul, Francis, Jima will be joining us later on during the course of the program. I want to say welcome to each and every one of you. I want to say welcome to each and every one of you. And guys, what's on your mind?
Oh, good evening, guys. To our listening audience, good evening. This is the Lord Chilope from the UK, and my co-host Francis is also in Sweden. What's on my mind? It's just a happy day in my life. That's what on my mind, and to discuss the issue concerning other serious issue in the world, and also Liberia. So yeah, we learned that the vice president had a crash from, I think, Namibia. So it's a sad time for the people in that particular country at this time. And we know another thing that is on my mind. On Friday, there will be a summit in St. Petersburg. The BRICS nation are meeting. They're fighting hard to devalue the
It was a Malawi vice president, Paul.
Malawi vice president, yeah. So the BRICS nation are meeting in St. Petersburg on Friday. They're trying to structure their currency to devalue the dollars. That's something that we'll look at. So, Francis, those are things that are concerning me, Mama Liberia, and international events. What's up?
Yeah, Paul. I mean, it's always good to be here. Informing our people, giving our perspectives on national issues as well as social issues, trending, in our country and as well in Europe. So, what's on my mind? Liberia is always on my mind. Besides my family and kids, they're all okay there. They're all pretty. They're sitting well. But we always have that reflection, back home where we come from. And we always think about our people, how they can be upgraded from the current situation, social, financial, and economic situation. I hope their lives can improve. My kids go to bed as we're all worried gonna get food tomorrow. They eat almost 10 times a day if they want to eat. So there's basic services and everything. So are available yet. So I hope my country can reach to that. At least 50% of it. I will be happy before God take me away from this troubled world.
Yeah. So, Lynn, for you, ask the question: what on our mind? What on your mind?
Well, on my mind is a lot of things happening in Liberia. Things seem not to be getting better from our own view, and of course, whatever we say here on the program is our own view. It's not a view of the Bottom Line Liberia as a platform. I personally feel that things are not kicking up or getting off the ground like we expected during the elections. There were a lot of promises made. In fact, after the elections, in the inaugural address of the president, Joseph Numa Boakai, he promised that within the first 100 days there will be a lot of projects carried on. Mainly, cars will not get stuck in a major road in Liberia. And today I had I had two videos coming in my inbox. One from Grand Chita County, where a river called the Swed River flooded in the right around the city itself. and you could see students rolling up their trousers, and the girls rolling their skirt all the way to their waist just to be able to cross to go to school. And there was this little girl that the guy interviewed. How did you cross the water? She said, I managed to do it. And he said, well, weren't you afraid? She said, no, nothing can stop me as long as it concerns my education. So things are happening all over the country. And also the other video came directly from Monrovia, somewhere, I think across the bridge, where cars were literally swimming. You know, some cars were turning around because they can't make it. If they go, they will get the water will enter the car. So, you know, all of these promises were made. Now, I'm not saying that the government's supposed to go up there and stop the rain from coming and storing that water. I think when the government spoke about cars will not get stuck on major highway, not I don't think they were only talking about from Monrovia to Grand Village, from Monrovia to Lufa, from Monrovia to Apollo. I think they should pay attention to the main street, because if we get strangers, if we get any visitor, this president was in South Korea recently. Okay, he saw it. So what if the Korean president were going to say, "Let me go back with you to your country to visit you on a return leg," and then the the South Korean president comes, and then there's a flood in the streets, the car cannot go. How will you feel? So I think that project they talk about, they should have started in the city itself, refurbish the roads in the city, because they're not building new road though. It's the old roads that they were sort of reconditioned and stuff like that. And besides that, there are a lot of issues that went on a couple of days ago, and we are not seeing any tail. The librarian would say, somebody got to mute. I think Francis, you. Like for instance, the rice issue. We don't know what the prices of rice are now. I heard some places they are $19, $19.50. It's going to $20. Then if that cost, that's the cost of rice in Monrovia. Think about the Leeward counties. And the reason why we're not getting information from the Leeward counties is that nobody wants to inform, nobody wants to publicize that. And then and then we had the issue at the DEA. In fact, one of the newspaper headlines that I got, they talk about $100 million drug tycoon. This something I think I can look at that headline. We'll be going to a news headline, but these are just things on my mind. Let me see. Probably I can get it. And so these things are disturbing, and we need to go into some of them. And mainly, most of what's on our minds as panelists on the show, we'll discuss some of those things, because they are what make the major news in Monrovia as we speak. Okay, so it's good to be back here, guys. And now I can look at that news story right now, that paper right now, but it's on my phone. I was just looking at a couple of minutes ago. So
yeah, while you getting that news clip, Linfo, I just want to quickly have a little interjection in terms of the great city that Dubai. Dubai, with all the sophistication, all the infrastructure layout, it rained just for a couple of hours, and cars were flooded, and people, they couldn't walk. They couldn't drive. I think when you try to say that the Liberian government at this time, we have done better with the rain situation. Great countries around the world, having flood in the United States. With all the great infrastructures layout they have there. So your other points are correct, but when you say that, then I would like to disagree. Do it's your own thoughts, but
I agree with you. Oh, listen. I live in the United States, and I live in Houston, Texas, to be exact. Texas, Houston is one of the flattest cities in America. After 10, 20 minutes of rain, we got, most of the gas stations, the streets are flooded when it's raining, and because the rain is very profuse. In Houston, the rain is very strong. It will come down like you open the faucet, and then the streets will get flooded. But in the next 30 minutes, when the rain stops, where is the flood? The water goes. So, and one of the reasons why, in fact, people don't even dig wells in much. People don't dig well just for the fun in Houston because you're going to reach to oil. That's what people say. The soil flies are very low ground, and that's why they don't even have underground in Houston. No, they cannot. You can't go more than 20 feet. You'll be reaching the soft ground. So, but the point here is that they got the infrastructure so that when it rains, after that the drainages are working. But in Monrovia, the drainage, every time it rains, and the kind of system we got in Monrovia, somewhere you see the whole thing. You know what I mean? Something pumping somewhere, okay? Because the water cannot take it, or the drainage cannot take it. So we cannot, of course, say, because Dubai, flood in Dubai. So the system in Dubai, those are different countries. Dubai, how long does it flood? Yeah, it will flood because that's a desert area, sandy area, flat area. There's no mountain, no hill, nothing flat. Okay, so but the thing is, we shouldn't. If we have unfortunate situation, we shouldn't look at it and say, okay, the other people doing it, so we should do it. Or the people have it, so we should have it. But again,
Levi, I'm not saying that. Your point here. I mean, we have to go on with the show, but
this is part of the show.
Yeah, your point is that you are accusing the government of not doing anything to stop the flooding. I'm not.
What I said was, I thought they should have started in the city to improve the system. No, the flooding in Monrovia is not beyond repair. Because clearly the places that were flooding, the road that were flooding, there was no sidewalk, nothing. It's just a flat ground. So the water coming from, you waste water set to your house. If you live across the water, you waste the water, you can't cross the water and go. I mean, you cross the road and go. You got no drainage.
Okay, we'll make progress. I'm not a moderator tonight, but we'll make progress. Because you and I will be on this thing forever. Because even the citizens themselves, the drainages that is used to absorb the shocks of the water and wherever they are using it as a garbage site.
I agree. I'm a living witness. I grew poor here, and I grew up on the capital bypass, and I was right there in my living area when they dug that drainage from way Newport Street all the way down behind the mansion. Okay, when they dug that drainage, in less than 6 months, that drainage started getting clogged because all the people that live in fact, the clogging of the drainage started from PHP. Because the market people, at the end of the day, when the students are there, they go put it right there. So the drainage started getting clogged. I know all of that. But the point I'm making is, all these things, they're not my function, they're not your function. It's supposed to be the function of the government. So if the government dug a drainage, and that drainage is being misused, what do they do? You can use covers to cover that drainage. Okay? These are...
So Linfa.
Yeah.
Let me interject something a little bit here. I think it would be unfair on this government that just been in office for barely 7 months. Because what happened in their arrest, something they talk about sanitation. So in the next 2 years, maybe because all that sanitation fall under drainage, that's why you see people that more early then will be doing those sort of work. So let's give them time. Because what happened in Liberia?
The reason I hold it accountable, look, Paul, the thing is, if this president did not, or this government did not promise that in 100 days, everybody will get money in their pocket or everybody will get a job. What did they say? In 100 days, no car will get stuck. Meaning, sanitation, the arrest that S there is there for sanitation. So these are things that they should be arresting right away. And nobody can tell me that it's impossible in 100 days. No.
What I'm saying here, let give them time, because what happened, most of the drainage system in Liberia, people actually built on those drainage. And you see, if when we were young, going Ralphie Highway, they were never flooding Ralphie Highway because the people built and blocked the drainage. So sometimes it become flooded on that road. So let's give them the time. There's a lot of work to be done. In the next 3 years, then you can come say no. But for cars to be stuck in mud for 100 days. If that happens, then you have all right to say, because that was a commitment made. So let's give them time.
Okay, they got 6 years, so we will not be flagging things as we go along, because so we can't forget. You see, one of the reasons why we have this culture of letting things get slide like Liberia is that we do not follow record. We do not keep record. Even if we keep it, we do not go back to it. And the reason why we have this topic called history is that it will always remind us. We'll always go back to it, so that if I say something or if I do something, people can always reference it. But we move ahead. The government has 6 years to go, so let's move ahead, guys. Tonight we'll be looking at somebody.
Based on that, let me take up my cap and say, let's move on. Yeah.
Okay, so there is a newspaper clip here. Let me see. Let me pull it on and see what it says. Say no to homosexual marriages and ordination in Liberia's United Methodist Church. Bishop declares. Now, I don't know. I have not read this story, but I think I have a background information on this story. Recently, there were a convention of United Methodist Churches. If you look at it, they say United, or else you would just say Methodist Church. But it's saying United Methodist Church or churches. That is all of the Methodist churches in the world that have joined that group to be united. So it's a group. Like you say AU or the African Union, okay? So it means that all African countries. Now, they had a convention in the United States of America where the issue of gay marriage was one of the hottest topics. And I think there was a vote, and Liberia's delegation to that conference, actually, I understand they actually were not in favor of the vote, but then majority carried it. And so when majority carried the vote, they were like kind of forced to accept it and sign the document. Now, returning to Liberia, the king met members of the church on the grounds in Liberia, right? Including some top officials of the church that were not at that conference in America. So they said, no, I mean, this thing is not our culture. In as much as we fall under the umbrella of the United Methodist Church, but this is not part of our culture because we do not practice it. So we do want it. And then, so it became an issue. So then those that went to America to attend the conference, they have to defend, in a kind of way, defend. Probably not to say, okay, yeah, we agree to it, but they have to defend and explain to them why, the Liberia had to become part of it. So now the bishop and other members are saying that they will disagree to have homosexual marriages or ordinations in Liberia. So I don't know what you guys think, because I don't know if we have any United Methodist person here. I'm a Pentecostal, so I don't know if there's any UMC person here. Even if you are not, what's your take on it, Francis?
Live for all the Western Sodom and Gomorrah acts. We now bring it to Liberia.
Finish.
We now going to.
Hold on, Paul. You're speaking as well as which denomination you belong to?
I'm a Catholic.
Okay.
But I believe in God.
Catholic man talking so. Don't let me talk.
I'm an individual.
Okay.
I don't believe. Those in the Catholic Church, the priests and the fraternity, they're all hymns. They have their shortcomings. I have my own problem with the Catholic Church as well.
Mm-hmm.
The things they do, things they're supposed to do to make all the things. But I'm telling you, as a Liberian and as an individual, devoid of any relations, affiliation of we have no room for that. We're not giving that any space. They can do that thing behind the scenes, but we're not giving it in no church to legitimize them. That's all. I have nothing else to say on that. We got important things to talk about.
Paul,
You know, Linford, you see, I love Africa so much. Some country in Africa, they just take the bold step. Beginning of this year, the Ghanaian parliament, they passed a drastic law that anyone that is caught, you will go to prison for a lot, for over 30 years. It's forbidden. Liberia's how they call it, the legislature should take you from Ghana. This thing is not our culture. Francis said it right. So I don't know, because these the conference on church people discussing this. What does that tell you? Some of us would not believe in religion that just put people off. That's the message they're sending here. These are the people sort of go against the preaching of their own gospel, and now they have a meeting to condone something like that. Tell me, it put people off.
When I heard this thing on another platform, and I was like, something must be wrong with these people, because in the first place, we all heard the story about Sodom and Gomorrah. God had to destroy the entire city, even people who were not part of it, but simply because that act occurred in that particular city. He destroyed everybody. He burned them, burned the whole town. Because when you burn something, you don't, sometimes if it burns completely, you don't see trace of it. So God himself, in his own wisdom, he destroyed it. Now, the same people these people are supposed to be Christians. They're supposed to be not only Christian, but men of God, or God, people who believe in God. The same God, okay? He created man. And what he said after he created man, God would have created one man, and the guy be walking out, and he be walking all over the earth, alone. Or if God wanted, he can create several men, and it be several men walking, and nobody, you don't know who you are. You are just man, human being. But God, in his wisdom, said it is not good for man to be alone. And what did he do? He put man to sleep, and according to the Bible story, he created woman out of the side bone of a man, the rib bone of a man, so that woman will be the helper to man and be in close proximity with him. Then the same people who are supposed to be people of God preaching are taking two men to put. So are they telling me or telling us that they are smarter than God? If God wanted, no, there are just certain things nobody need to explain to you. If God knew that man was supposed to marry man, God would create so men. Okay? If God knew that woman was only supposed to marry woman, God would create all women to be together. But God said no. And that's why God even made women. Let me tell you, you're going to be a identical twin. You and your sister, identical twin. But she was still, as a woman, she was still a little different from you. So woman is different from man, and man is different from woman. So to be, since I was born, to be frank, since I was born, I don't know, maybe some of you have seen it. We, according to science, we are the highest class. We are the high class animal, right? Like dog, cow, even elephant. We so the high class because we are intelligent. Have you seen a homosexual dog before? Or homosexual, all the way dog is hopeless. I not see dog be homosexual. I not see any animal be homosexual. But we that are supposed to be wise, we that are supposed to be this high class animal, we can do all of these things. Can you imagine? So, and especially if it is being supported by a church. So tell me, is the Bible being fulfilled that in the end, man will be lower of himself? That in the end, false prophets will come? I don't understand. That's the thing is clearly written in the Bible that God destroyed an entire group, entire city for it. But then you want to legitimize it. So are you above God? So, that's all I can say. I think all churches, I don't want to, not because I'm a member of the Pentecostal church, I think all churches are involved. And people, the individuals in all churches that are involved. But for the church to want to legitimize it. I'm so mad, man. I'm so mad. For the church to try to legitimize it, I know. Sometimes if I have my own will, brother, I can't lie to nobody. Destroy that whole group that thinking, destroy all of them, turn all of them to let God turn people to salt, turn them to some kind of thing, rock, so that they can't even think anymore. Because it doesn't make sense.
You got to be careful in the world you live, Linford. So let's welcome Jamal, because I know it's difficult. It's difficult to say. Even your own work colleague, your teacher, your fellow teacher could be one of them. And
yes, I agree. Yeah. You know what? The same way is that right to want it is my right to also reject it. And let me tell you one thing. There's nonsense about human rights. There is nothing about being gay is human right. It's their will, not their right. It's their will. Because what is your right? Your right is to be born. Your right is to live. Okay, is that your right to go? We think is that our right to get married? But it's our will to get married. So this is that will. It's not our right. Nobody, God did not give it to them. Your right is you are born and you're supposed to live where you were born. You didn't. Sometimes some people even don't have the right to live where you were born. You myself were born in Africa. Where are we today? We are here. Okay. So there's nothing about that human right. It's the same people who came to Africa and said polygamy is bad. Here's a man who got several wives, and God said we should marry a woman. I agree. I get several women. I take several women. Then you say bad. But then you can go, you're 10 men to woman, you're 10 woman to men.
That work out your mama, man, because
yeah, man. So you can come in. No, Jimaya meter.
Hello, everybody.
Little volume.
Hello, do you hear me?
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Much better. Right, guys. Thank you for having me. I think the issue of the churches, the United Church rejecting marriage, I think it's something about those who want to be gay, they can be gay. But I think we should stand by the church. This is a complete, like my colleague Francis said, this is complete strange to our values as African. That's why I was there. Whether you want to be gay or lesbian is up to you. I'm not going to say anything about that right here. What I'm talking about here is unacceptable in Africa. One thing I want to tell you guys right now is like you see this thing happening a lot when you see a certain sort of government ideology coming to power. You see the Democrats are coming to power. You see a lot of the gay rights coming up a lot, and then they'll put up conditions on it in Africa. If you don't take it, we're going to give you the support. Now, this is what happened in Ghana. We've been reading a lot in what's happening in Ghana. In Liberia, you heard sometimes ago they're bringing the gay stuff into Liberia. They're being accepted as part of our traditions. I think, for speaking, you spoke about kind of slightly saying about, let's agree that can we bring polygamy to Europe? I mean, this is not religious it's not religious in Africa. We grew up seeing our grandparents married to more than 4 wives. It's traditional. It's something acceptable in Africa. Is it acceptable in the West? You know why is that? Because we are at the receiving ends. So you are being compared to take in what they want you to do. You're going to be who you want to be. Some people will be born as a gay or lesbian. It's their right to be who they want to be. But what is acceptable, social acceptable in Africa is we don't do these things. So I think they will stick to that point. I'm not going to argue on who you want to be. It's up to you. But bring it to us as acceptable norm in our churches, in our very, very, very religious centers. We should not go by it. We should just outrightly reject it. So I stand by the church. I think we should do this. We're in a society where they accept it. We have to live by it. This is a right. But I think when it goes to Liberia, we should stand against it. We should not accept it. Should not be practiced in the churches and neither in the religious centers. That's my position on this.
Okay. Mr. Sajima. Yeah. Okay. So we all agree.
You hear me talking, right?
Yeah.
It's an echo.
Yeah. Once you mute yourself, it'll be okay. Okay. Testing. Correct. Now, we all agree. I think it's one principle that we all agree on, that this is our culture in Africa. So anybody who want to do it, you can do it. And then me assist them by my word that this is not anybody's right. It's somebody's will. Because if getting married was somebody's right, everybody in the world will be married. But it's your will. So if when John Brown says he will marry one Joe Blow, it's not your right, that's your will. So you don't tell me to respect it. I don't have to respect it. I can accept it. But I don't have to respect it. Don't tell me to respect it because it's not your right. If I go and take away your life from you, and taking away your right. But not when you something what you want to do, something that no, God gave you, you want to do it, I will. So I can resist it if I want to. But again, like our side with Francis, Jima, and Paul, we accept it as it is, but will not allow it or will not allow ourselves to be part of it. The same way they say we can marry more than several wives, fine. Okay, we agree. And Jima put it correctly because we are at the end, the receiving end. If we were saying, okay, we got our resources, you come here to get our resources. Before you get our resources, agree that we can get several wives through in Europe or in America. We can marry 4 or 5 wives with me. Agree? They will agree, but we don't do it. So they will tell us, okay, the money we gave you, before we give you this money, you gotta do what we want. And this is why we have not placed ourselves at the top. We've placed ourselves down. And I don't know whether it was a last program I said something about value of money. There is nothing like money. What you have that somebody can give that piece of paper for or that figure for is what you call money. Is a value. So, but we who have it, we are not making progress. We are not, putting ourselves in that position to we are like elephant. We're not making ourselves heavy. We don't know that we are heavy. Let's proceed, Jima. You can flash one more paper up. Let's welcome Guy, and you can flash one more paper up. Jima is out, so I will try to see if I can find one of the other papers again. Wow. I can see. Yeah. So let's say welcome to Gato.
Good evening, family. It's been a while. How do you do?
We are fine. We're okay, and we want to say welcome to you. Jima, you got any paper up there that we can see?
Lord Philip, how do you do?
The Lord Chalope is doing extremely well. It's good to see you. It's been a while. Welcome back to Bottomline. How is Germany? Talk to us.
Maybe the man brought some new ideas.
Germany is doing great with a huge anticipation of receiving all the Europeans, including President Francis Mensa.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, let's proceed to the newspapers. Senate approves ban on unprocessed rubber export. Now, listen, why are they limiting it to rubber alone? But let's discuss this, guys. We see our economy. Like some people say, it was in the mud during Georgia time, and it's been like this all the other presidents' time, down to everybody from JJ Rowell time. Because if everything was good, we wouldn't be here in the first place. Okay, but now Firestone has been in Liberia for some years, from 1926 until now. If you do your calculation, we're talking about over almost 70 years plus. Now, they have been exporting this rubber. Our people will go and tap it. When they finish tapping it, they make it out of something, rubber, big rubber bomb, and then they load it on the ship, off, it's gone. Then they gave us what they want to give us. When I mean us, I mean our government. And then they carry the rubber. We don't even make the cheapest thing on rubber, which is something like maybe plastic bag or balloon or condom. We don't make it in Liberia. Then we turn around. When they finish making our own rubber, they bring it back to us. Then we buy it. And Liberia, next to Malaysia, Liberia has the largest rubber plantation in the world, single largest. Malaysia has the largest, but there are a group of different companies. But in Liberia, Firestone is the single largest plantation in the entire world. I live in Habel. I know how big that place is. Now our government get waking up. Our get opening.
Live. Oh, wow. I mean, you
No. Everybody know if you're in the war during the wartime in Liberia.
Oh, now we're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, I lived in Habel from 1981, April, all the way to 1993, March, when Habel fell. We had a radio station there.
91, you mean 81.
In fact, by way of information, I was born in Tucson. I was born in Firestone. My father worked with Firestone. Way back. Okay. Yeah, but I didn't live there for long. My father had to move before I even got to know myself. But the thing is, our government are opening now. even we ourselves are opening. I don't know whether it's because of pressure from the citizens or the leaders are just opening when they've been around for years. So I don't know what you guys think. How is Liberia going to, how is Liberia's economy going to benefit from processing the rubber in Liberia before taking it abroad? Anybody?
Yeah, I think it's belated, but it's a good news. For our Robert I mean, it has been a cash crop in the country for a while, for over hundreds of years, and we have been exploited of our own resources that we have, and I think the Senate has done well. But I hope there's not just a rubber stamped ban, because we have seen it so many times that they have been banned on so many things in Liberia, and people, export banning, and people still go ahead and do their things. Yeah, so I don't know how the enforcement going to be like. If our enforcement agencies and our government, entities responsible to do inspection and what have you, if they are on top of the game. So I think it's a welcoming move, and then whatever that been process here can stay. I think so. It can help create jobs for our people.
Good. Guy, you just come in, and this news is here that our Senate, our lawmakers, they have now approved the ban on unprocessed rubber. We'll come to the other minerals, but I don't know why they're pointing on rubber at this time, or why have they selected rubber at this time. But how do you think Liberia will benefit and yeah, from this move?
Well, Linford, sometimes I said it the other time, some of the questions, I feel like not to respond to them because many of them, we all know the answers within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the thing is, short, nothing will come out of it. Let me put it that way. And the reason is very simple. The first thing is, you put ban on the unprocessed rubber when you do not have the facility, you do not have the mechanism, the sophistication to process, one, to manufacture, two, to make bulk and international sales. You do not have it. You do not even have the facility to house, to host the unprocessed material. Only Firestone making the big name. Wiala is there. How many times do they even make any change at Wiala? So it's a step forward, but like Francis said, it's just a paper stamp. It's a step forward just for us to see, okay, this government has the vision. Put this vision into practice. Become more proactive. Make things vivid for the people to see. The first thing I expected them to do, go back to Madame Sally drawing table, pick some things from there. Okay, scratch some things out, redesign the plan, implement them. There were companies that should have come during the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf time to start manufacturing things in Liberia. What happened to those business arrangements? What happened to some of those concessions? But you don't have any company in Liberia to even, like you said, let me use your word, Linford, to produce plastic bags. And you won't buy unprocessed rubber. The first thing is, you're not thinking, one, you're putting local Liberian rubber business and farmers out of business. Number two, if you were prepared, I wouldn't be telling you that you're putting them out of business, or you are not prepared.
No, but I don't think, before the other guys come in, I don't think this move will put Liberian local farmers out of business. It will rather improve that, because okay, the reason I'm saying is, let's say the guy living in a village, he got 1,000 rubber tree, and he can tap it. When he gets enough, then he takes it to Firestone to sell, and Firestone will only pay him for that little bulk that he carries. But then here they are saying that no, this John Brown who got a rubber farm way in Kokoya will bring it, and it will be processed in Liberia, and then value will be added to it. So it means that this John Brown rubber, if he used to get a truck load for $1,000, maybe you'll be getting it for.
Therefore, I want to tell you it's an assumption. I don't have much facts on it, but I want to tell you from my own understanding. There's something behind it. You know, early and few people tried to get Firestone to do the right thing. Firestone was against it. At this time now, I want to tell you that I sense something very bad. I smell something very bad. The way you're saying it is fine, but I don't think that's how it's going to happen. Those local farmers will be coerced to sell to Firestone alone. How do they benefit? Firestone will also market it. Firestone will market it as per their own market price. So how do they benefit? You're not telling me, say, okay, the local farmers are getting his rubber and taking it to another company, or there's options, various companies that he can sell to who can process it. Or you're not telling me that, okay, Liberia has had an agreement, a factory is coming to process, a refinery is somewhere that we can refine our petroleum products, or so our crude oil, our rubber the same way. You're not having those facilities. Okay. So you still constrain the local farmers, Linford. There is no way they're going to benefit. The only benefit is all of them will just sell to one person, Firestone.
Yeah, let's hear from
the same
Paul.
Thing.
Let's hear from
It's
Paul.
Like changing the wine bottle
Paul,
to another one. You're not changing the wine.
Linford, I think God said it right. There's something behind this. All the concession agreement they have in Liberia, what happened to metal steel that been in argument with and how they call it, being mounting? So all of those minerals that are taken out of Liberia, why only Firestone? Something is behind this. The fact is, recent time in Ghana, Ghana and Africa, they are the bigger cocoa exporter in the world, and they ban their cocoa from going to Switzerland. So maybe our people now in ECWA have seen something, say, let's do the same in Liberia. Let's go for Firestone. But going for Firestone with our lawmakers being so greedy, there's something behind it that we don't know about, but it will come out soon. This is the same government that make me a bottle of Jack Daniel today. I can't drink my Jack Daniel. So you think on the Linford, there's something behind this, man. I wouldn't buy into this. This is just a rubber stamp to fool the people, nothing else.
And Cholople, to just add to what Cholople said, Linford, with Ivory Coast and Ghana, they came here to the EU. Before even putting a ban on that, they came here to the EU, and there were so much big lobbyists that were into the Ivory Coast issue. And Ghana, the Europeans are crafty. They almost put Ghana against Ivory Coast, only because they wanted to build like up to 10 different factories. So the two countries had to be competing and fighting for who to carry the highest number of those industries or those factories that will be built there. So the two countries look at it and say, the people want us to fight. So the best thing, let's go to them and tell them how we want it. Like, bro, we do nothing here. We even tell somebody, hello, here, can you produce peanut for us? And we just can't ban peanuts from going outside.
We're getting there. That's the first step to say we're not taking our raw from here unprocessed. Jamal, probably you want to chime in there. And guys, while Jamal is talking, let us not talk because we'll get echo. So Jamal, you can come on.
Yeah, thank you very much. Do you hear me, guys?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. One thing we need to talk when you're speaking on these topics, I should know the reasons why these things appear in the newspaper. I understand that we want to produce our own stock. That's very important. But consider our position right now as Liberia, where we stand as a country. But the story today in the papers is talking about the Senate putting a ban on unprocessed rubber has to do with the small farmers. Rubber farmers are complaining of unregulated prices. So if you remember in 2023, before the end of George Weah's term, he put he came up with Executive Order 124, that's 124, put a ban on the on export of unprocessed rubber in order to regulate the prices. So now today, just late May, somewhere in May, the Senate has voted to regulate these prices. It's in favor of our farmers, our producers. So in fact, the Senate again came to work and put a team together. That team also helped to regulate price and make sure that our rubber farmers in Liberia benefit. So whatever they are doing, let's look at it from a positive point, guys. The government is working, the Senate is working, a judiciary came out, put a team together. Let's see how our small farmers, forget about Firestone, what you notice, like, they are exporting latex, which is the unprocessed rubber, out of the country secretly. So they're putting a ban on it, so those small rubber farmers can benefit. They've taken it on the cheaper price, so they want to regulate the price. So let's speak from that level and see from there they will go to production. Before years back, we were why is it that these production stopped? We'll come to those discussions. But let's look at the reason why the Senate went to work and voted that should continue the ban George Weah put on. Somewhere around, I think, October 2023, he put a ban on exporting of unprocessed rubber. So I just want you guys to understand the position where we are today. And it's taking out to, it's going to be nothing going to be done. Yeah, of course. We are saying that our timberware, when people are exporting timber out of Liberia, people are secretly taking timber out of Liberia through Ivory Coast to Guinea, to other places. No, we don't have that capacity or the capability to control the various borders. We've got thousands of miles of border in the country. The government, the government is limited. So the reason I'm speaking here today, I want to speak on this. We should understand that the government is doing a much good work here. The Senate is also, we should also praise the Senate's work. They are continuing the work of George Weah, which is putting order 124, that they should, so they will not suppress all, those are suffering small rubber farmers should also benefit from their work. So this is the reason. So let's give applaud the Senate.
Okay, meet yourself. Okay, God. I think we all have said it, concerning this. Well, my final closing on it is that I will only hope that it shouldn't only stop to rubber. And again, a lot of us here are being skeptical. There's also a statement here. Chadological branches, the ban is so flat. And in Liberia, when we say so flat, it means the lie. It's not true. So, and there's a reason why when anything happens, when governments, I'm not talking about the government, but when government propose something in Liberia, we'll always say, because why? We've been hearing these things over and over and over, and nothing can happen. So Paul has doubt that a war and economic crisis will ever even come to Liberia, even though some kind of paper have been signed by the lawmakers. Okay, and not only Paul, several people. Okay, and when it comes to this recent thing we're talking about, which is of course a good thing for us, people still don't believe it because we will not see action. And then we talk about setting up a committee. Then where is the agriculture ministry? Where is the Ministry of Commerce? These people should be working. Every time something happens, like come up, putting ban on processed rubber, and then go set up a committee. No, the agriculture ministry should be involved. Should be the commerce and agriculture should be the implementing arms. They should work together instead of setting also a committee from where Jamaica Road that will come be working on it. Then you overlapping. But again, the leaders will have to take decisions. And like I said, I hope it will not only be rubber, because we got iron ore, which is the major one, and then the quick cash money, which is diamond and gold, leading. All these things don't take our diamond to Antwerp. Okay? We were in Antwerp in a few days. Every time I was driving around getting van, why did they take our diamond and bring it to the country here? Okay? So African countries, not only Liberia, African countries should stand up. Jima, next paper up, please. Okay, Liberia lacks impeachment laws. Is this coming we say?
Yeah, this is coming in. We said this came from the Liberian newspaper.
Okay, thank you. Meet yourself, Jima. Coming Wisa. Coming Wisa has been in the house, I think, for 2 terms now. And he is saying Liberia lacks impeachment laws. And this is somebody who was in the house for years. And I don't know whether he ever sponsored any bills. But again, I don't know the background to this story. Actually, I didn't read it, and I don't want to make a lot of comments on it. But he is saying that our entire country, that is the government, does not have any impeachment laws. So then how does our constitution address issues that are issues that will make somebody to be impeached? So it means impunity will just somebody who should be impeached if they do anything will just go free because we don't have such a law according to him. So I don't know if Jima has some background to this story. Probably he can enlighten us and then we can pick it from there, guys. I don't know what you think.
Jima?
Do you have any background to this story? Because for me, I didn't read it, but because it's a shock to me. You are muted.
My sound was slow. Okay, this is a story from. You got me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a story from the New Down newspaper. It says he was speaking to a couple of journalists. I can read a portion of the newspaper. It says, this was just yesterday. The River G County former senator, Commander Wisses, reveals that the Liberian does not have laws to impeach President George's Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. This is the story. So this is the story. So he's speaking to a group of journalists over the weekend. So Wisses highlighted this legislature lapse, which dates back to 1986 when the country failed to establish procedures within the constitution for impeachment of government officials when something goes wrong. He argues that despite these gaps, sufficient laws on our book enable judicial officials to carry out their duties. So this is what he's saying. So I think there's nothing in the Constitution. If you look at it, let's read the Constitution. I think this guy is one of the informed Liberian legislature, former legislature, one of the well-respected think tank in Liberia. Elite. So if he's speaking of, we don't have anything, I was just coming to question what happened to the impeachment of Justice Cabinet Janet. How did the procedure come about? So that's another question I would like to ask him. So where is the law? So but he's been in the Senate he was in the House for a couple of years, for 2 terms. What happened? Why he didn't propose these things until he has left the House? So when the newspaper came across the New Dawn newspaper, I was wondering what is going on here. So it was something that attracted me to say we can discuss it, because it's so funny that he was there for 2 terms. He didn't speak about it. And now after that, he's telling us that there's nothing like that in impeachment in the Constitution. And where did it happen? So he sat also there when they impeached Cabinet Janet, when there's nothing like a proceeding or procedure in the Constitution that allowed them to carry out that impeachment process.
Okay, so guys,
welcome to Liberia. I told you nothing good come from that country. The country is not a normal country. I've been seeing it for years. So, Jamal, that's the reality. Company we say is right. So if you check behind, his signature will be on that impeachment thing that happened to Kamina Journey. If you check, this is Liberia. They will leave and then they say, they say the good thing. The ones that in the house today, everything in their eyes will be good. But the moment they leave, then they start pointing on the ills. That is Liberia for us there. I know God will have another.
Maybe you got a different view.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of very, how you call it? For me, I find it difficult to put the pieces together concerning the statement's own view towards impeachment. When he said Liberia, then it surprised me because the Constitution makes it clear to how people can be impeached. So when he talks about a particular branch of government and what the practice there, then I understand. But generally, to say Liberia lacks impeachment law, I want to differ with that a little bit because our constitution provides clauses that the president can be impeached. And even the other day, we spoke about it here on the same platform. You know, we talk about the process. It's a whole process. But when he talks about law, then I will definitely agree with him as well. But impeachment as a subject, as a matter of discussion, yes, Liberia can impeach. But what kind of law needs to be applied to that process again? It's a whole different thing.
Okay.
So
yeah, I believe in what you're saying, guy. For him to just make that blanket statement that the entire country, because if he says Liberia lacks impeachment laws, it means the entire country we cannot impeach anybody. You know, so that's a good question or good point Jamal raised. So if we cannot impeach anybody, then how was Cabinet Janet removed? Okay, I know if journalists have asked him that question, he will cleverly get around it and put a blame on a ruling government and say, well, the people didn't want Janet, so they had to just remove him from there, but it was improper. So then, does that mean that Cabinet Janet can go to court and take the entire country, the entire government to court and say they remove me falsely? Because as a former lawmaker, if you come and say this thing does not exist and you are working in the same branch of government that is even supposed to make such a law, and you knew that it was not existing, why were you there for complete 12 years? Because you were there for 2 terms, okay? And he was a senator, so was that 18 years? Okay, so some the poor said some of them when they in government, they got feel over the eyes. They don't see anything. They get blind. They wear the dark or good. They cannot see anything that is bad in government. But the moment they move from there, then they remove it and put the lenses, the ego eye, and they can stay from 1,000 miles and see all the ills in society. Now, and this is now something from today. You know, we've been seeing this over and over. All government officials, when they in power, they don't say anything. Everything is cool. We're seeing it right now. Just the government had not been in power for 6 months, right? 5 months plus. They were in opposition. They could see everything. Now they in government. What happening? Everything is good. All the thing. Georgia was traveling. Oh, what he bringing back? Oh, Georgia was flying. I call it not jet bomber, but private jet. Oh, why is spending the money? Now our president not riding keke. He not flying Cessna. He flying private jet. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. They say, oh, the president not supposed to go among all of people, it will be delayed. See, so in reality, we will only see the ills when we are outside of government. And Milton T.G. once defined government as that big house that everybody can now, go in. So the people that they didn't want to know what happening there. So when you outside, you may already know, but the moment you go inside, you see what there, then you shut up. And Hassan Fadiga, who is in trouble now, made a comment the last time. Somebody said, oh, why we can't hear you talk again? He said it's a bad eating manner to sit on the table and be eating and talking. You see it? So this is the whole thing with the Liberian government. People just make noise because they want to get in. The moment they are there, everything finished. So you can't sit on the table and be eating while you're talking. It's a bad manner. So guys,
Linford, I just want to go. I think we talk about just a Janet dismissed impeachment. I think the former senator spoke about it. I just want to make that clear here in the newspaper. It wouldn't be fair for him if we just go through for talking about what he said. The journalist asked him. He said, "What was it?" He said, "There's a point he raised here. They said." We also argued that the Supreme Court, as per the Constitution, did not have the right to decide on a matter on or hold to opinion. It's additionally, he references to the case of former Justice Cabinet Janet, revealing that the ECOWAS could ruled in favor of him, Janet, because of his same 1986 constitutional gap. According to him, that's according to Mr. Wisse now. Mr. Janet's statement, according to Mr. Wisse, Cabinet Janet's removal was not properly done because there's no law supporting that. And for this reason, the former justice can and should be reinstated to his post. Mr. Comini Wisse, I can't see well for the line. Further notes that there is no law currently governing the impeachment of government officials. Therefore, Justice Janet impeachment was unconditional. Look at what he said again. He explained that the law that were supposed to govern the impeachment process had not been established since the Constitution was established and passed in 1986. He also believed that when the law was passed that year, the legislature had opportunity to enact it but failed. According to him, while he was in the Senate, he exerted every effort to have this gap ratified, but claimed his actions yielded to no fruit. Adding, I have taken the issue to the Supreme Court, but no action has been taken. So that's what the senator said. He tries, therefore, while in the Senate, nobody listened to him. So there's an impeachment, like Comrade God said. There's an impeachment, but there's no law governing the impeachment process. So they just say, okay, impeach us, we do this, we do that. But what is the procedure? There's no process in place. So the government does not have, the Constitution does not indicate what to do, what you do, how to guard, when you can, you can be vindicated, all this stuff. There's nothing of such in the Constitution. Just say it can be impeached if this happens. So there's no law governing the impeachment process in Liberia. So just for clarity.
Okay. Can you mute, please?
Yeah, Jamal. I think he was. Now it's clear he was a bit specific to government officials, but there is a law. It needs improvement. I expect him to say that because even ECOWAS, in the statement ECOWAS wrote that asked the government to either pay the Justice Janet some money back or reinstate him, they also reference the law of impeachment. So something is there that needs improvement.
Okay, but I think we got the clarity because he made the clarity that even he himself tried, because that's one of the things I would have held him for if he knew that this thing happened and he was in government for that length of time, 2 different terms, and he didn't do anything, but he said he tried his best, even though we can't independently confirm whether he tried or not. But he said he tried his best, but his efforts did not come to any fruition. So at least he was vindicated. And like I said, I didn't know the background to that story, so that's why I went questioning what did he do when he was there. Okay, $100 million draw tycoon penetrates LDA. Well, the newspaper, the editors or the publishers have their own style of writing. They will put this in question mark to get your hair swinging. But this is a serious issue, guys. First of all, let me put this question up. How possible is it that a drug dealer would penetrate I'm not saying it can't happen, or I'm not saying it can happen. That's why I'm asking, how possible? What is the possibility? how high is the possibility, how low is it, how feasible is it that a drug dealer will penetrate the group that is trying to get rid of the drugs, get rid of even him? How could he manage to have a meeting, or how could he manage, because to penetrate you gotta go inside. Penetrate means to enter. How could he enter, guys? Is it possible?
Let me start. I think other will come in. Definitely, it's possible. Let's look at Africa as an example. Why I say that we have the situation in Africa is happening. These most Western governments are kind of messing with the minds of our leadership. What happened in those overthrowing the government, having infiltrating into our system, running against the government that are up to the front, the government that want to bring changes. What's happening now in Burkina Faso, Francophone African countries? It's Western penetration because of greed. It happens. Of course, it's feasible. It's possible. I just want to let you know it's possible. If $100 million is at stake here, no man, you can't refuse, and you can't refuse anything. You are being you're alive. You now seeing $500,000. Somebody offering you $200,000 US. What do you think will happen? You can take that and go on long holidays. I mean, it's out of greed. That's not patriotism. There's no patriotism when there's people at the lower ends. They can't even have. How many of those guys are LDA has got paid? Even as got civil service, for example. So if someone is a millionaire coming in there, you can all pull head against each other. That's for sure. So I'll just let you know it's very possible. If it is possible, he can take over the LDA if he's a very smart drug baron. I mean, we've seen it around here where somebody, a drug baron in jail, state control, very powerful state control from prison. You have not seen that happening? You state control the government. It's happening in South America. They are very powerful. So money is something that you can run anything. So it's very powerful. They can run into that ministry, into that agency, and just destabilize it and take control.
Okay. I don't think I will ask Paul and I don't know unless they want to touch on a particular question, but like you said, it's possible. And the premise that he laid, I think I understand that. Not that I don't know that it's possible, but I was just trying to find out. Because sometimes somebody will be listening and say, but they think how the people fighting against you, but then you can go inside them. Just like, every organization, you always have people who can penetrate. Even during the wartime, people used to find their way from the other warring faction to go to the other warring faction some kind of way, either through relatives or some kind of way, and they go on something they call reconnaissance to go find out what's happening there. So it's possible. But guys, let me change the question. Unless any of you want to address that part of the question, but let me change it this way. Here we have an LDA that is very porous. And the reason why I asked that question, whether it's possible for people to enter, the LDA is porous. And you ask me how porous is it? It is porous for the fact that the leadership of the LDA itself is at loggerhead. They are fighting each other. So it's very easy where one of the junior leaders or the two junior leaders are accusing the top man. So it's very easy for anybody to enter that kind of system. Very, very easy. Because in the incidents where there is chaos, where they're not holding together, somebody can easily hide a secret. And somebody can easily, harbor crime like they do now. But the question is the LDA or LDEA stay credible? Do we still expect anything good from them, from what we are seeing? Or guy, you can come in and then when Paul comes, he can chime in as well.
I mean, Linford, all of our government, local institutions, agencies, autonomous bureaus, all of them can be trusted. It's just the system needs to be restructured and strengthened to standard. So what's happening at the LDEA is not strange. It has happened before. And it's common. I think it's becoming more common. Instead of the drugs being in the street now, they're using the government agency to be the host or the hosting ground for the drugs cartel and dealers to carry on their businesses. So what I see there is they go clear the drugs from the street and keep it to one agency, and then the agency sell for the bigger buyers. So our people are not becoming trustworthy. That's what I talk about the system. We need to work on the system. But the LDA has also done a lot, not only just from this recent leadership. And the power struggle there, if I want to speak on it, I think it's too early for them to start doing power struggle and all these kind of tussle and hulu balu that goes on between the director and his subordinate. But speaking to the drugs issue, I see it possible because we have a history. Our own country has a history. Our former president walked out of a U.S. prison, and that today America can tell you they don't know what more about little Liberia dealing with international drug dealers and things like that. So it's possible. That's why we need to strengthen our security apparatus, strengthen our security forces, and build more, equip more vigilant police officers and drug enforcement officers. It's the same way with the rangers. The rangers in the parks in Liberia, they tell you certain species of animals are not supposed to be killed and put on the market. But every day we see them on the market. In a sooner time, we would lost all of these beautiful species that we had. And Liberia will not be able to account for any of the records. Then all we'll do is to, do you know that we pay hundreds of euros to go into the zoo to see cassava snake, to see boa constrictor, to see all these things that used to crawl
Yes,
past through my house, go to the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But Paul, you can tell me the reason why I'm asking whether we can still trust the LDEA is because of the leadership crisis. Okay, but the question, let me modify the question again. Probably somebody will argue and say, okay, it is not an entity, the LDA as an entity, but it is the leadership that is there. So do you think if they remove the current batch of people who are ruling or who are in confusion and then bring in new people, do you think the LDA can still be trusted? Because in as much as it is alleged that the drug tycoons have entered, they are there already. It's just like, you got your meat, you got your towel meat hanging on the fire. The mega now entering inside already. So it doesn't matter if you move it from all the other fire and go make new fire, plenty of fire, and put it, the mega stay inside. So you think that will help if they change this group and bring in new group? You think the entity can still be trusted?
The thing is, I wish I was a security officer. I'll answer that question for you in a very nice way. Even as the MI5, MI6, CIA, all of these big agencies, if the drug cartel can penetrate, then what do you think about Liberia? That's to start with. So the entity can be trusted. But in the case of our country, that police officer, security officer getting $75 or $150 a month, and they're not even able to pay their rent, and they kind of big money into that hanking on them, will be trusted? That's a good question. My brother, I'm making $75. You can't give me $250,000. I will do what is right. This is what it's telling you. Unless when these guys are paid heavily, then you say, yeah, the entity can be trusted. But in their case, I doubt it whether it can be trusted. That's big money.
Let me call your attention, all of us attention to one more thing. You talk about the guys being paid heavily. Say you get all the guys in the DEA, the leaseman, let him make $10,000 a month. The leaseman, the man will clean the office. Now, so the top guys will be making it $30,000, $40,000 a month. But knowing human being, knowing people are very, very, sometimes very untrustworthy. Sometimes they will start good, but again, money that still do. They can blow people eye. The 100 million, see it, tell me what 100 million. Then you start calculating 10 years from now where children will be. You think so? Even if you pay the people millions of dollars, all the people working in the DEA, millions of dollars, you think they will still be trustworthy? You know, because the thing, I think it doesn't depend on how much you make. For me, I think it depends on patriotism, that I want to save my country. Eh? So I just want to add a point. Jima, you got anything to say?
Yeah, definitely I do. Let me tell you something.
You low, Jema.
Still low?
Yeah, you're still low.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, okay, try.
Okay, I think I'm much better now. Is it? Guys, listen, man. It's not about. I think I also talk about Paul just said something which I do agree. It also do with the payment as well. You know, when Sawyer came to power, Sawyer talked about conduct of they said something about code of conduct. You can't be paying. You can't be paying somebody $75 and the guy handling or what he got in possession of $100,000. There must be a process where if this guy confiscate even $50, there must be a process where he can report it genuinely. But once, even if the Pope or even the great Imam sees the chance of getting the money, he can put it under his control. Nobody going to investigate him. He's going to take it. There must be a process like with these drugs being confiscated, according to them by LDEA. There should be a process where it's been, it's been taken care of by the due process. But once we don't know what happened to those drugs being confiscated, those money being seized or confiscated, there's a chance of corruption. There's no structural system we have in Liberia that help us to see the end game of these stuff being confiscated. Probably there's more deeper to the story we're talking about. If these three guys cannot meet, I mean, no, it's so tempting in that place. Those guys not being paid. They are not telling us what's really going on. They are just three good big guys, gentlemen are fighting each other, man, for something. There's more to it and wear money every day. You know, one thing this Abraham guy did, Abraham A.B. Skroma did, he bring more light to LDEA. He's a guy. He's a guy he always of a showman guy. We got to a place where he was. I think the second person at the police. You could see the operation guy. Everybody knew what was going around the police station. He's kind of guy. So he brought more light, more something to the LDEA. I didn't even know much what they was existing, how powerful they were. So now the situation now, they are arresting here and there, arresting people for here and there with drugs. Then what happened to those drugs? We can just kind of say with any fact that these drugs been remarket, put back into the market. Are they being disposed illegally? We don't know. Those being arrested, what have happened to those? We don't know. There was some $1 million worth of drug issues under George Weah leadership. Those guys walk out of court free. So the LDEA is a very tempting position. So there are a lot of stories. I believe there are a lot to it that those three gentlemen, people within the LDEA is not telling us. They're not telling us. So they are tempted. This guy being paid, I don't think AB is being paid I don't think he's being paid $2,500 a month. I don't think so. And he's arresting, I'm not saying he's taking the money though, but he's arresting somebody who will take $100 million US. So my God, tell me, man. If he dispose those things, any of those guys dispose that thing, the government is not going to ask him. Chief will dispose it. What happened will burn them the last day. DC will burn them. So what happened? So something is not right. There's nothing about this. We spare something. They should tell us something's not right. What is not going on in that place? At the level where there was a fight. I mean, come on, man. So look, we play around these things, whether being trusted or not. The system should be structured in a way that you don't need to be trusted. There should be a system that guides you to say, do it this way. And should be so much. A big brother should be watching, counter checking you. This is why in the West, you can see money. Even you being paid $500 a month, you play around 5,000. You take it? You got camera on top of your head. You got bosses checking on you. You're being checked every other hours. Go to the counters. People go to do counters, do tails, or payment. On top of your head, you got camera everywhere. You can't even pick anything and put in your pocket. That's the sister. You knew that you been watched. So those guys not watched. So I'm saying to you that the sister is not there to watch those guys. So what happened? They can play with it. So how can you trust them? Trust is on a statement. When they are being paid, when they are being underpaid, and you're handling over $1 million. So what you tell me? Can I be trusted? Well, no, you know, you playing with my intelligence here, guys. So that's how.
Okay, God. Okay, God.
Yeah, let me just take on from Jamal concerning the experience, the well-trained and experienced U.S. police veteran, A.B. Kroban. I want to allude to that as a fact that Kroban brings a lot of experience to the LDEA. And the young folks there should also learn that Liberia is a different society, and growth does not happen in Liberia the way it happened in the Western world here. So I see a little bit of there's an old man who used to use a word called bigoted, and I see a little bit of it in some of the young folks there because they support Joseph Yuma Boyka. So they think they're supposed to be in authority there. Uh, for you to grow, you know, I always tell people life has 5 stages. It has growth. You have to be born, which is birth, growth, maturity, declination, and death. So if you are born, you must crawl. But if you bypass crawling, then that means you either having one short leg or deficiency in walking. So as long as you don't pass through the process. So I think like people should learn at the agency now to work with AB so that things can happen for the best and the good of the country.
Okay,
Instead
thank you,
of them
God.
seeing themselves as individual in authority.
Yeah, our time is running on so fast. I know time doesn't respect people. That's one thing I know. But Jima, I'll take down this one. But before you take it down, let me give my final thought about it. I believe that what's happening at the DEA is not about respect. It's not about somebody thinking that okay, because AP Kruma is this, is that, or that. Because Hassan Fadiga is also qualified as well. If what I'm hearing is true, he's been working with the FBI and whatever. I know the FBI will not grab one nuku and put you there. They gotta vet you. You gotta go through process. But laying the respecting one side, laying the individual, cooperation thing one side. I think Paul said it, or Paul Chima said it rightly, that there is something big, something is happening right there. If indeed the drug cartel has entered, there is something happening right there that they don't want to tell us. But I'm happy that they set up an investigation board. We're waiting for the report from that investigation, the results, and then we'll know the actual thing that is happening. But my concern is whether you get rid of Fadiga, you get rid of AP Kruma, or you get rid of the whole tree and bring in new people, whether the LDEA will still be respected, whether they will still do the work that it's supposed to do with this cartel allegedly already within. So that's what I think we Liberians should be considering. And again, it's difficult to know who the cartels are. Only the people working there, only the witchcraft know each other. So we hope that things will get better and then we'll move on. Drug is not anything small to fight. That's a whole syndicate.
So Linford,
yeah.
The way I look at things, I think I'll be interested in joining that agency because the kind of money that they talking over there, it could make me rich overnight. Because
well, maybe you will not handle the money, but guys, let's move on. We'll be right back.
You're watching the review of Liberian Newspapers headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Okay, you're welcome back to the Bottom Line Liberia. As you rightly heard, we are reviewing the major newspapers in Liberia. Some of you have read these stories over and over, but we are just giving our views as hosts of this program, and if I show the mobile phone, my own mobile phone, I say, everybody, you describe the mobile phone. Everybody will describe it different way. Even I would get it, I'll say, my man, I think my phone you're talking about, so we all think differently. But guys, let's move on to the next one. Our time is fast spent. Okay, like bro, what else? Hey, wait, that more audio. Like bro, what else? Poo water story in Paris. My man, what kind of story you can bring here speaking? But this is a very serious issue. We started this show off by talking about the 100 days promised by the government, the major roads, no car will get stopped, or sanitation will be improved and stuff like that, because sanitation is part of the arrest. And every time, even here, let me not carry. My house is just 20 meters away from the river here. And this river, it overflowed for the first time in many years, because they got something that in the park right down there that can measure how the water been rising. Every year it rise. More than almost 500-600 years ago, they can measure it when it rise to a certain height. The last time it rose to a very higher height was 1972. And so recently, then last year, the water level rose, I think October or so. And then the water was just 5 meters away from our house. So we thought about moving. Now, down here, there's a septic tank. I didn't know. And then the septic tank got full because the septic tank is empty. I think empty in the water, in the main body of water down there. So the water couldn't go again because the water full. Then it started shooting up. That's my first time to see in Europe that the thing has shoot up. So in Liberia, this thing happens everywhere. The first time I was in Liberia after 14 years, or 2014, we went water right on Macklin Street, somewhere down there. The people were embarrassing. And we were 3 guys, we were holding our noses walking. And those guys who were breathing here, they say, wait, people, they get coming. And you know why they said that? Because for them, they're there every day, so they get smelly anymore. But we that just went, that since they were smelly. So we're holding our noses, you're just coming here. You see it? So this is a health hazard. And it's more than embarrassment. So guys, they want to try again to say, get a government chance.
Amen.
Okay, we'll get a government chance. So I know, and they want me, my mother is I live over here.
Let me start. Let me start. Oh, you want to say something?
You said
Let you master.
Okay. This is a serious issue. It's a serious issue not only for the present government, for Liberia. Since I was growing up, I went to Monrovia when I was in my teenage to go to St. Peter Lutheran School and other schools. So if you go to Monrovia City Center, you always going to have people flowing around there. I mean, feces all over the place. So this is not new to us as Liberia. I don't think we should blame the government here. Well, another thing, there was always engineering problem. If those who have visited frequent around Freeport area, my dad had a clinic right there, right around Freeport, because Bob Maternity Clinic, he was a medical doctor there at the time. There was always an issue at that Freeport where you're connecting to Garnersville, the other one going to St. Paul River area. So the issues in Liberia has been the issue all along. Now, this is not new. This is not new. So the government, the present government inherited this. Of course, they were there 12 years back. But then we expect Georgia to do much, but it got worse. I was in Monrovia recently. I visited Newport Street. Before you go into Newport High School area, that area is always open. In fact, the worst of it is opposite a restaurant. A friend took me there to have a meal. I couldn't even go in there. So something is very serious. So what the government need to do right now is we get consideration to the sanitation, sewage, drainage, and waste management. So moreover, so they can avoid most of the health hazards we have in our country. But I think we should not put the blame squarely on the old man and his people. I think they're trying to do their best.
Guy?
Yeah, I don't think I can say much different from what Jamal has said. The issue of let's not even give it another name, but let's just give it as it is from news headline. Pupu water. The issue of pupu water. Pupu water in Monrovia is older than me. I remember as a child, my father used to hold my hand. My late father would go to the Episcopal Church on Broad Street and we'll buy bread down the street and we'll walk in the pupu water and eat our bread and go up the hill. So the issue of pupu water is not more Ali problem. I don't even want to blame it on George Weah. I don't want to blame it on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Liberia did not give chance for growth, and we're fighting growth now. The little way we can manage it, we should be supportive on people doing stuff. So the only thing I can blame on people on the last three government is the little that Mo Ali is doing now. Yes, the people water smelling, but this thing he's doing will benefit it in the next 2-3 years from now. All of our drainages are clogged. They are full. People are building houses on the waterways. People are, in fact, diverting drainages, government-owned drainages. They're diverting it to different locations just for them to have space to build some kind of small telephone booth or some kind of small hair salon or barbing salon. Nothing is done in Liberia anymore the right way. So Mo is doing well. I think Jowiata, I never saw people cleaning drainages like this. All the drainages were clogged. I never saw it. He's doing extremely well. I can tell you for a fact, I was doing sanitary engineering here. I've gone 2 years now. This work Mo doing, they didn't get paid for Mo to do this. Look at how the people cleaning our place. They should have all the equipment, but Mo is making them do it just the little way they can manage it. So he's doing extremely well. That was even thoughtful of him. Because let's take, for instance, we're having climate change now. What if there is a huge increase of rainfall and we go straight 13 days or 12 days non-stop rain? Our communities will be flooded. So this job Mo is doing will benefit in days to come. He needs the rightful equipment. That's all we can ask government now to do. Supply him the equipment, the machineries to carry on his job. Or the issue of people water older than me, Papa. Let me tell you the truth.
We really press. Well, you and I grew up on the papas, and in fact, you used to live Satan, and before you ever came to maternity center or in the papa to pastor community, you walk in that long mud. I used to hate walking in that mud to go to Plonko. But tell me, this issue that we're talking about, it is as old as all of us here. But does that mean that we'll sit down and always say, oh, they think that long-term business? And this is where I always have problem with people. Let me tell you. My father went to school. My father only graduated from high school. So should I say, if I get an opportunity to go and graduate from high school and go to college and even get PhD, I say, oh, no, they think my father who just graduated from high school, they want 20. My little elementary school 20. No. No. And this is where we make our governments lazy. Because we always get our excuse. Anything here be like that. And when I was growing up in Monrovia those days, in the 70s, we have Pupu factory in Fiamma there. It was effective. At least they used to suck the people, and I know what they used to do it, but it was very rare to see drainages just busting all around the place because the level of people that are in the street, in the drainages, I think we were processing it. But since that place closed down, I think during the coup or something, somewhere around there, something went wrong. In Fiamma, that place became dormant. So the people can go. They get stuck up. People resolve to, man. They think the people start digging their own septic tank because you can't connect to the mainland. So and the septic tank will get full at certain time. That means you got to dig whole lot of septic tank around your house. So, Paul, tell me.
Live for?
Just say because it will be like this, so it should be like this?
No. The thing, you know why I'm laughing? That particular place that is digging, yeah. If I get it right, it might be between Getty and Benson Street. That particular place, year in, year out, since the Civil War, after the Civil War, that particular spot, it been there for years. And what happened? Because I laughing, it remind me, I was in Liberia. It was rainy season, yeah. So 3 girls were in a keke, and they were passing. I don't know how the keke driver all managed. They all fell into that way. That's why I'm laughing, because it just reminds me how bad it is. And so this is an issue problem. And you talk about the way the drainage system was built in Monrovia. It was just built up to what? To the executive mansion. So we were grew up in Jalatan. We used the do river that we use it for that. To be honest, so when it comes to poo, it's just something that been for years in, year out. We were born in seeing feces all over the place. And Jamal had it spot on. Freeport is another place. It been there for years. So I don't know why our government been avoiding this. So my take on this, you remember when Samuel Doe built us in that drainage from on Nipo Street all the way
down behind the mansion.
Yeah, it was because of that. But today, that drainage, if you see it, it's like the bottle, the plastic bags, the rubbish have covered the drainage. So think about this, the little sewer that we have. So what Mo Ali is doing, I think that commend him for what he's doing, because there's serious work. And I think it's about time that the country start thinking about building a new capital with a better sewer system than that ratting old Monrovia. I'm being honest, because I don't see how they're going to get it right. People have built property. Another thing, one former city mayor, Ophio Tama, she built a massive 4-story building right on Kerry Street over the mean drainage. So that place is always flooded. When it rains, car cannot pass through that spot. From leaving from there to go to Ronald Street between, how they call it, Ronald and Getty Street. It's always flooded. So it's something that they want. So if they put water mixed with the drinking water, my brother, we in serious trouble over there.
You say if it's already, because let me tell you one thing. Look at the whole of Monrovia. People are digging, since we have problem with pipe-borne water. People resort to drinking well water. I live in Warren, around Richard Nation School, right? In fact, not that far, right on the main road. And then every time water used to go, we'll cross the road and come to Pastor Community to Mr. Dick's yard. There was the government toilet right there. Then there was a big old breadfruit tree right under the highway. And that was the most popular whole Pastor Community, man, when water go that place. Even people from Buzikwara will come there. And guess what? One time water went for 1 week, and they were drawing out water. Everybody was drawing the water, so the water got dry. Then somebody suggested that they should go and clean it well. My man, I don't want to talk about what was coming from that well. Yeah, my papa said, "Don't find out the water I've been drinking for." My man, no, that you go get people in Liberia and telling the fact. When it comes to transportation, drinking water and things like that, God blessing people, because the transportation system is bad, it's risky. The drinking water, people got septic tank, the septic tank water, the septic tank and burst under the ground, then it drain all the water from there, go inside the well. But that God. So you see, let's move on to the next thing. I think the reason why I'm not blaming this government, but the reason why I'm saying is that when governments are coming to power, they should have focus. No, this is a long-term process of problem that we've been having. So let's focus on, we can't collect this, I'll do this. Do something that your mouth will lead on when the other government can say, yes, this is what these the people did. Liberia's captured in 24 billion from Korea. As government targets agriculture, energy, water, financial investment sectors here, they get you one pet. They talk about petty for $24 billion. I don't know whether that amount will get. Then you grab everything. No, let me tell you, agriculture alone can solve the whole $24 billion. Eh? Hey man, why you change the thing back? Put the thing back. Not talk about small. I pick you. I just want to bring okay. You talk about $24 billion. I come in for.
Let's see you. Let's see you, live for.
Yeah. Oh, you can't see me. Sorry. Yeah, man. Sorry. My finger touched this thing. Okay. They talk about $24 billion. I don't know whether that the cash will give you or it will come in grand with different projects or whatever. Then you right away you hear 24. The figure you get here, you talk about what agriculture. When agriculture alone needs 24 billion, then you talk about what energy. Energy is very expensive. Then you talk about what water. We talk about water and sewer. To lay all the price in Monroe, it will not be easy. 24 billion, I can't do nothing to it. You talk about financial investment. So our problem have been that we do not prioritize. Eh?
So this story that Jamal put up, Jamal gave update on this story because we've been told that Liberia only signed MOU, but they did 24 billion. That is so. Jamal gave for the detail on this, and then we can dive into the conversation.
100% agree with you. Me, just come and had while talking.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think what I want to tell you guys here is newspaper story said about $24 billion was given to. It's not given to Liberia. It's like promised to be given to Liberia on other conditions. Liberia carrying a model called PPP. That's a private partnership, private-public partnership, something like that. The PPP model. So in that level, the companies come with the country. They spend almost like 90% of the money in agreement with the government to implement a project or like this program on the agriculture, finance, water, energy, and investment sectors all in the country. So if you hear the talk on MOU, the country that are giving or the companies that are giving the money need to sign the agreement with the government because the government is not providing the money. That's where the MOU come in. But the Korean government is saying that we will spend on a $4 billion into these areas. This is the total money we're going to invest into those areas. On the conditions, we have to have an agreement. That's where the MOU come from. Because the government of Liberia is not spending the money. They're bringing the money in on the PPP policy scheme, private-public partnership. So just to give you why the story is about, so you can get an idea why the story about 24 billion. It's not being given to Liberia in cash.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I'm just telling you now. You're talking about small money, cash here and there. So let's be like focus on the story and see where is it taking us to. Priorities being like government priority. I can't even leave it.
I still follow the story because they say government targets. By the time they hear that money, they say they not target so thing.
Yeah, but the priority. If you look at this, agriculture, energy, water, financial sectors. These are private investors, private economy. I mean, looking at small business people, financial investment area. Where will we look at people? Give you capital, give you seed funds to people to start small business. People will not focus on government. You look at the water area. We need water system in our country is very bad. Energy. We need solar system. We need ecosystem. Agriculture, we all know that. So these are areas. There are a couple of areas they are targeting. So you just mention a few. This is not government. This is a press statement for the newspaper. It's not government official document. So what area to give you a summary of what they're going to be looking at. I'm not a government spokesperson. I'm just giving you what it says because I know when we talk about projects and stuff like that, we talk about MOU, signed with government, this is how it goes about. They tell you about we're doing PPP with the government, we're bringing in money. I signed it, I tell you I will spend 90% of the money, I bring in the 24 billion. This I'm going to spend, you spend you spend half of the 10%, or I spend 90%, but these are the conditions. The condition they're going to operate on, that's what they call the MOU.
Well, then the other guys come in. I totally agree, but my problem, my focus here is why are we tackling so many things? So why are we putting so many balls in the air at the same time? Let's be focused that we are doing this to complete it. No, why the hell will it benefit Liberia if you start a water project? Like we are seeing people, you lay one point, you say, okay, this is the water point project, right? You lay one point from the hydro or wherever you're getting your source of water from, then you won't reach it, you stop it halfway. Then you say agriculture, you open one farm, the food, you even play anything, you just open the farm, you say, then you go to energy. You know,
leave for.
Yeah.
The government of Liberia budget, how much is supposed to the budget of Liberia budget? This is 2 times the budget of Liberia government.
Yes.
Okay, and now so you're going to cover a lot. You can't do one with. Liberia is a small country with 5 million people, 5+ million people. The budget, agriculture alone cannot take 24 billion. It's not. It's waste.
So Jamal, let me ask you a question before you guys come in. We know that 25 countries, 48 countries went to this summit, and all of that, we have seen document that handful of countries were given money, including our neighbor.
5 million.
Yeah, including our neighbor Sierra Leone. Now, our own government went there. They say they signed MOU. Have these Korean people came to Liberia? They're going to take something from Liberia to go over there. How they pitch that? Because we know I just asking this going because no, the previous government. This similar thing, they came up with stories upon story that the Qatari government was giving them $50 billion. So up to today's day, we haven't seen nothing. So it's just my concern. So this sort of story, when they put it out there, people buy into it quicker. So how come our neighboring country?
Yeah, they got physical cash.
They got physical cash, but
they can give us 24 billion.
It's a sum that they will get.
I
really want to get an understanding of this story.
I'll tell you my knowledge of the policies, government agency, the contract and stuff like that as a business person. And I'll tell you what's happening when you deal in a government contract. I just mentioned that government does not have their own money. The Liberian government is begging for money. They don't have. So when you don't have, they ask you where you want to concentrate on. The focus point will be these areas. And now they will tell you, well, what can we do? Or bring in money and invest into a country. Can we do MOU? I want conditions. The person who provided the money gave you the conditions. If you're fine with it, you go into agreement. That's what we call MOU. And that MOU, this is what I'm just telling you in simplest form. That MOU is the condition they give you because you don't have the money. So I said earlier today, you are the receiving end. You don't have much of saying. They tell you we won't spend the money, we won't take this in exchange. Probably you give them in exchange. We don't know what they've been giving in exchange, Paul. What they will tell you, if I'm a business person, Korea will not go to Liberia and just spend 24 billion and just walk out with nothing. Of course they want something. So the government of Liberia is not telling you what they're giving to them. The government of Liberia does not have fund to pay. They're paying 90% of the money. Government of Liberia have to give 10%. What did they give? Is it in cans or in goods? Whatever, I don't know. And they didn't give me cash because they don't even have. So they will tell you this is the condition. The MOU they are written. I just want to tell you what MOU will be for. We are writing MOU. If I come with this 24 billion, or you want me to invest here and there, these are the conditions attached. I'm in agreement with the conditions. Let's sign the deal. I want this back if I spend the money. So this is how the more detailed document is between the government and the company. So you talk about selling and receiving cash because they had a better way of negotiating. So once you don't have, we just talk about the gay thing in Africa. Why are they telling us that we should take the lesbian, homosexuality, homo, lesbian, the gay stuff in Africa because they gave us something to take in. You ask them for money, you say take this in. Why is it not? We are not taking to them. We want polygamy to be spread in West Africa, in the West. So you are the receiving, and so they're telling you this is a condition. So to be clear on this, they're telling you this is our condition at MOU. You take this or we out. So you have no way to reject it. You have to accept most of the conditions they give you on a MOU.
Right.
So that's why you don't have cash. So they will not give you cash because you don't have cash. They will bring that cash and spend the cash. And you don't have cash. You are not calling, listen, you're not bringing company. If you have the 24 billion yourself, you will select who come in to do your work. You don't have it.
So
you don't have it.
Jamal, okay, I agree with what you're saying, but let me tell in this and then the guys can chime in. There is when GMB arrived, there was an interview. It's a short interview. So we can understand the whole thing here, also our viewers. if you may permit me, if you want to put that down, me play the interview.
Put it on. Our time is over. We will go extra a little bit time.
Excellency, welcome back to Liberia.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm Sylvester Chiropla, and I work for the Spoon Network. Welcome back. While you were away, many Liberians were concerned about a specific agreement from the 2024 Korea-Africa Summit held in Seoul, because the other African head of states, like Kenyan President, who announced a few days ago that he secured 138 million for his country. So please, can you tell us exactly what were those specific agreements made between Liberia and South Korea?
How was the visit, Mr. President?
I don't know about it, 38 million. This was a summit. This is Korea's first Korea-Africa summit, which brought the two people from the two continents together. And the idea was to see how we could work to tackle a lot of global issues, investment and confidence building, Africa and Korea with their technical knowledge and so. And there were no, except for general announcement about 14 billion and 10 billion. Announcements were made, so we did not go for us to have specific, except for the investment forum where we met investors, a number of investors who are interested in coming to Africa, to Liberia, to invest in so many areas with technological transfer, but also the issue of scholarship, helping Liberians to go to Korea to learn, and Koreans coming here to do business.
Mr. President, my name is Theophilus from Cool FM. Liberia has this long-standing bilateral ties with South Korea, which date back since the 1950s. At one point in time, Liberia provided logistical support to the Korean military. Was that effort made, sir?
Koreans make reference to that. They were very grateful. And as a matter of fact, talking with the president, he was able to even capture the arrest agenda, and he said he was going to support that. The Koreans are very conscious of what.
Okay. So, live for guys and Jima, you're just so.
I don't know. I will let you guys come in. Guys, you've been silent for a while. You listen to our president. You listen to our president, who is practically denying that this summit was about countries walking away with money he doesn't know about. The same government come by and say that 24 billion.
No, it's not like that. Guys, you don't understand the story.
No.
Listen. You're not understanding the story. Listen, when you go for these missions, the guys told you, President Barker was saying that he don't know about the Kenyan money, 138 million. He doesn't know about that.
He doesn't know.
No, he doesn't know about that. He's not going to tell you. No, he said that. But what he said, pick up what he said. Pick up the line. God, let's be realistic here. Very realistic.
He said the investors will come.
I'll come in a point. Look, with this meeting, we go for a summit. What is discussed in the general situation with the money he was talking about, that's on the general level. We meet people indoor. As president, he said he met the president. They were interested in investing like that.
No, they had a silent meeting.
No, they do. They do a lot of times. So what they were discussed, probably what they say, look, let's see, what it was published in the newspaper, we should hold the government accountable for that in the future. But what I would tell you, a lot of things were discussed when you go for the meeting. This is why you call networking, build a relationship. A lot of things, probably, some of the personal ever look at even exchange, they won't tell you. So the government will tell you, this is what we are bringing home.
But you guys look at the general scenario. Look, listen, let me come in quick. You look at the general scenario, what's supposed to happen. But this was that in the case of Liberia. Let's be realistic.
Oh, come on. Be realistic here. This now he must tell he met the president indoor. They discussed on Liberia. He must tell you they're gonna come up press release. You will cut up when you get arrived. Let the government deny that they did not have an issue of 24 billion. It was reported by dealers. There were newspaper. That story that we just said. The government said no, the story here is not true. The government is not saying that. They said they met people that are interested in investing in Liberia. They interested in Liberia going for scholarship in South Korea, and they're coming to invest in Liberia. So what did it go to 2 or 24 billion? It could be. Let the government say it's not true.
It could be.
I mean, the newspaper reporter, the government is not denying it, is it?
Yeah, but the same president just told you that actually what you were saying is that this summit was not about countries receiving money. That's basically what you're trying to say.
But he did not tell you that if he told you that he met the people in the house, the president, one-to-one. He told you that, right? A silent meeting, he had that.
It was a silent meeting. Is that in
yeah, but it was not in public. So out of these conferences, I will tell you, I'll give you guys a chance. Out of these conferences, you have a silent meeting. Look, do not say, have you been in these meetings before? Have you attended some of these meetings? You never have been. So I'm telling you, I've attended some of these officials meetings. I know what they discuss.
I mean, I travel with president, man.
Oh, yeah, but you're basically sitting in the press room. You're not being part of the discussion. So I'm telling you about why we... You be saying in the press, you not be in the discussion, you not sit down where the big boys sit. When they say what they taught, they will not tell you, they will not speak on the camera. There are a lot of things talk when they talk, they will not tell you in public. There are a lot of things becoming. Ellie used to travel a life to bring a lot of stuff. You know.
Okay, Guy, wait. Let me ask Guy.
Go on.
You listen to the president's statement. And then the 24 billion story. So draw your own line between them. He is saying he doesn't know if Kenya, practically dismissing the fact that Kenya president said he walked away with certain amount of money. He said he knew about that. Then he talked about 10 million and 14 million. And I know what the 10 million, how the 10 million tie in, and where the 14 million, what role the 14 million were playing. Then he come out with 24 billion. He had 24 billion agreement. All the other poor in million, but we didn't put a 24 billion agreement.
The thing is simple now. I'm not Kenyan, so I will not agree with the Kenyan president. What if he's lying to his people? So I should side with him for lying to his people? So what my president told me that I would believe.
That is right. The president said he knew about it. I give it to him.
You know, let's hold this into accountable for it. The story was reported. The government say, look, it's not true. What they reported is true. It's not they exaggerated it. So we say, okay, they lied. Like the issue of the yellow machines. But now we are talking about they were reported about 24 billion. We just kept concluding saying, well, the government, the president is contradicting the story. We are not saying anything here. There are a lot of side talks were here, and the president has not said anything against it. He had discussion. The question was, you had a meeting with the president. We said we were going to get 24 billion. That was not a direct question to the president. If that was a question, you said no, I don't know about it. Then you have an issue. But now let's hold them accountable to the 24 billion. And they say, okay, you went to South Korea. You were giving promise to invest into Liberia, worth of $24 billion to be invested in Liberia. Then you say it's not true.
So let me just add up to Jamal quickly. Go read from the African Development Bank on their report on the Korean Summit 2024. Korea pledged and donate billions dollars to inaugural African leader. Is Boyka amongst Africa's newly inaugurated African leaders? That's a yes. So that is a likelihood of 95% that Boyka, yes, arranged for a $24 billion. The thing is, our expectation is because our partners, our continental brothers, receive cash pledges or donations, so Liberia should receive this thing. Our arrangement with Korea could be different. These are bilateral arrangements. They may not be the same. They could vary based on the people representing the country. They could vary based on also your internal development and growth, your GDP. So they will vary on party glories. And even the people giving the money will trust their money with you based on your internal development, plus your external relation with your political partners, international political partners. Example, is Sierra Leone progressing above Liberia in financial areas? That is a yes. Any country now can trust Sierra Leone with a good bit of money. Can they trust Liberia? I will tell you no. They will tell you the big name, If they want to invest into science and technology, they're not putting the money in your hand. They sit down with you and tell you, look, we give you 25% of $80 billion, and the rest of it, we bring the computer, you arrange for the people who will build the schools and the teachers, and we pump the money to those institutions. So for President Burger to walk out of there with 24, whether it come in cash or it come in kind, that is a plus for Liberia. So the first thing, some of these airlines are being supported by opposition as well. So they will tone them in a way that the public wants, so that they can be against the government.
I love the conversation here, but Liberia that I know, they always have 419 people that been rooting us. We still waiting for that $50 billion that the Qatari government was giving to George Weah. So I still get question mark on these things. And until these people come to Liberia, you see, we have a way of running story in Liberia. That's something we're very good at. When we meet people, when they signing paper, remember the Japanese freeway that Sarah Besto signed. It was a big thing, a big hit in Liberia that, oh, this road, they're going to do this road. But this meeting that she went to, they signed all of these MOU. It just here they say, but because I know we're good at taking picture on things like that we'll run with, that, oh, we're coming with this big thing. Until that happens, I still have my doubt. And whatever the newspapers say, I still have my doubt until we see that in reality. That's my concern, because I know we could have lies in Liberia.
So, Linford, sorry, Paul. I'm not cutting you off. Let me just chip this in. Uhuru, who is bragging that he took 160 million from the Africa Summit. The same Uhuru is crying at the people depriving him of his retirement benefit.
Okay.
Yeah, that could be internal stuff. But let me get through like on what Paul was saying. The reason why people like me, people like any other person who is a critical thinker, we want to have a second thought when it comes to these things is because of the experience we've been having. Like what Jemima is saying, yes, people can have sad talk and blah blah blah. That's a normal thing that is supposed to happen. But the country, the host country, also people have done a research on countries. They have done a research on the leaders that are coming. So you got one Joe Blow who comes from one corrupt country, or who have been in government that is staying with corruption. The whole country, nothing can, no justice. Remember that the Koreans are present in Liberia. They are not some kind of group that are coming from outer space for today, and they say, "Oh, Liberia is a new country." No, they know this is a country, no accountability. People, corrupt people working scot-free. No one corrupt person in jail. One corrupt person in Liberia not in jail. The people that are in jail, that people who stole peanuts from real life, okay, from one table market. So these people, they are very careful in throwing their money at you, because the first thing is, yes, you get the money, and one of the reasons why they made that game like physical cash is because of the glaring corruption. So they will say, okay, you know what? So you saw in need of money, we attach condition to whatever we give you, but we will not give you the cash. We ourselves will come and implement. You bring Korean technicians. Of course, Korea will not tell you, say, they will not put the money in your lap, say, go find your own technicians to come to do the energy you're talking about, or the agriculture. No, they'll bring their own people. And you gotta pay them. It's just like NGO coming, then they bring their own experts from OC. You gotta pay them the money, they will pay your people, they will pay their own people. Okay, so your people will just be supposed to have. So they study all of these things, Jima. So the country, the record, the corruption record, that they look at something we all know, something called KPI. They look at your key performing indicators. Okay, yeah, they'll know what you've been doing and benchmark. They will not just throw that money at you because you want African country, you go sit there and you ask sorry for. They say, okay, you're not getting 24 billion.
I wanted to interrupt you right there. I think you're missing a point right there. I'll tell you the difference. the Asians and the West, they're not the same thing when investing. Asians don't look at your corruption level. They don't care. I'll tell you, you know that. They don't care. Whether you go to the government, the Russian, the Asian, they don't care. Whether you corrupt your government, they don't care. They will invest in you. They have the conditions. The condition will be like bringing their people in, other things that they need in that country. If you go to the American, the Europeans, they will tell you, they will use democracy, gay rights, other issues to right. So you should know those terms. We know that. Look at all those consensual agreements signed in Liberia. Show me one you see any Western government in there. They're all Asian company. Turkish, Indian. See, they're going like Chinese.
Yeah, because
No, I come in. I want to tell you. You were telling me corrupt.
Yeah,
use KPR. Yeah, it's not the condition.
Because they don't have standard. They're too.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, no, because you're probably missing the point. Look at all the $billion construct like the Acetometer, the Bill Mountain, the Cluster Western Cluster. They're all Asian companies.
No, Acetometer is that from Great Britain? The guy in Great Britain, right?
Oh, come on. The guy is from India.
Jamal,
no, I will let you learn, Paul. That guy is from India. He got head office in Great Britain. But I will tell you, the Westerners will use democracy, gay right, other conditions to let you do the so-called indicators he's talking about. They'll use it. But what they did, the other side of it, for us in Liberia, the Asians will bring them in with their staff. They'll bring in a staff. They'll tell you what happened in Angola when they'll be in the football, the African Cup of Nations in Angola. Every bricklayers were all people from China. They bring their staff in, they send everybody in to work for you.
The AU headquarters.
Yeah, okay. They bring their staff in to work for you. The people from the Europe and America won't do that. They'll use your workforce, your people. So it's different. What you're talking about AKPI, it's not like that. It's not. Asia don't use corruption as a means of investing in your country. What they want from you is like they want your gold mines, they want your diamonds. They want your resources. They want their staff to go and work for you as a labor force. That's what they want to do. So it's two different things.
Jamal, I just want you to add on this. This is why
let me add to Jamal quickly.
Hold on. This is why I want to add. Because the MOU that is signed, they say people want to invest 24 billion. In return of them, we don't know.
This is what we're saying. I said to you, Paul, I said, good. That's what I was trying to point. Linford did not pick on that. What I was trying to say is, they will tell you because you're not providing the money, this is what we will bring. You either take it or they don't take it. Yeah? They will tell you we'll bring the staff, we'll bring the labor force, we'll bring this, we'll take this back. You don't have the money, so eventually you have to agree. That's what the Asian will do to you. That's what they do.
What do they want? And this is what we should follow this story keenly.
This is the reason.
Gisi Mountain for this thing. We don't know what do they want.
You're right. That's why we have the question about. This is the issue where we see what happened in the next 10, 15 years. We got Africa being flooded with Asians, children everywhere. You can't control it because that's the condition of government taking it because you don't have the means. We are turning back to the West. We're going to Russia, we're going to Asia to support with no condition because Asian government, a corrupt government, will work with you. They don't care what you do with your leadership. What they care, they should be in the country. That's all they care about. That's what they care about. So the condition of KPI, it doesn't work for them. It works for what they want in return. That's what they want. They are silent. They don't talk. So the issue of what in the MOU, you don't know, I don't know. That's where we need to be careful of. Like we should agree with Paul. Where the journalists, the people should be concerned. Where's the house should be concerned. What did you agree on for these people if they have to come to the country? What is on that MOU? Is that in the benefit of the country? This is
Jamal,
the question. Thank you.
Let me take it from there, Jamal. Let me just from yesterday to today. In fact, the discussion now increased my research I've been doing from yesterday. So when you go to the Japanese, the Korean Ministry of Foreign Affairs on their website, the English translated part, these are the various reasons they're giving the support. Number one, they say share growth. Number two, you go down, it says for the purpose of sustainability. Number three, it says solidarity. And the fourth is a presentation of a way forward for every participant at the place there. So let me run back to share growth and deliberate on it a bit. In share growth, from what I've been researching on, Japan has some partners and countries of interest.
Korea.
Korea rather, has some countries and partners they have interest in. Now, they found out that these countries are striving to get up there. One, you could be striving with agriculture. One, you could be striving with infrastructure development, the mechanism, the human resource capacity. Some other people could be struggling with climate change, maybe countries in North Africa or other places. So these are shared growth Korea is talking about because they've gravitated from these kind of areas to becoming a developed country. So if they want to help and send their money there, you must have that mentality, the shared growth mentality. So those partners they've been dealing with over the years, example, our own 24 billion. And I want to praise President Bueka for even presenting some of the reasons he went there and why the money or where the money could be spent. Agriculture is in Japan shared growth. If you check it here, I will send a link in our group. It's written there. So example, Japan could say, okay, Liberians eat rice, is their staple food. The Japanese eat rice a lot as well. So Liberia will send the money to you, we send factories there, you grow the rice, you produce them, our market can buy from you, or you can buy from us, the machineries, and so forth. These are the businesses they will be discussing. When you go down in there to talk about the avoidance, the double tax avoidance agreement, where some countries have been giving Africa a lot of money and double the taxes. But Japan is saying no. So in the agreement, they stated that.
Let me stop you right there. Now, this is open. Double tax avoidance agreement. They're not only saying, okay, we'll give you the money, we'll not have double tax, but also what they'll be getting from you is that your aunt will be getting, you're not going to tax them double. See, look, these people, when they sign, look, money, money, that thing. Everybody will get it. They are very clever how to spend it. My man, let me tell you, what I get
24 billion, not small money, oh.
Yeah. When they get 10,000 in a country, I say, guy, give me $1. You start asking, my man, but what you using money for? What you want? Oh, you know? So for somebody to tell you, and now, like what Jima said, I agree with you that these are people that said no good standard. What they want is interest. We want this. Now, they don't care whether you take the money, they give you take it, go put it in the water, that's your business. Whether you want to take all the money, put it in a packet, that's your business. But what you promise us is what we want. So the people, they start laying that condition. They say, we will not tax you plenty, yeah? No double tax. No two, you will not tax or plenty. Say, yeah, I agree. Tankana, you finish using that money. Because, yeah, like, bro, we get money, 24 billion, a hell of a money. The good or we miss money, say, go, going on in everybody's pocket. But now we got to give them the IRO. Okay? Therefore, I call it group. ATM. I call it the group that running the port. The container port.
APM terminal.
APM terminal. They gave us 24 million. 24 million for how many years?
30 years.
Good. Now, 24 million, no program, 24 million in one day. You see what we earn now? We can't get vexed. Okay, you can't tell 24 million because we don't have it. And we can breach a contract.
So, great. My man, the time has been. Let me ask you a question. Why is it is always the Westerner, the Asian will have African summit? Why is it Liberia can hold something?
Africa can hold Western summit.
What? We have everything. That's just
because if you listen to I did a podcast.
Jamal, you're low.
You see, because we have not placed ourselves at that position. It's all because of the mindset, the dependency syndrome. That okay, these people can, my friend, husband and wife in Liberia, they say, "Don't go to the international community." Yeah, you know, so the people they know us.
So, Lympha, listen to this. Korea is not just stopping there. Korea is going further. That's why I told you in the layout, in the plan, they said way forward. Korea has something called the ODA. It's called the Official Development Assistance. So
Listen,
by
please, let me
2030,
stop you there. Let me stop you there.
God.
Don't worry. Those are nice statements on the website.
Hey,
Don't worry about those things, please. Don't say those things. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
those are things that will enter you.
Yeah,
When
please, sorry.
you read those
I'm
things, say
sorry
yes.
for interrupt you. Those are nice things. But what we are saying here, someone asking what Frank asking if we've read the MOU.
Yeah, whether the picture of the MOU or
Do you have a picture of them? But what we are trying to say here is like we want to know. This is the pressure the government of Liberia, I mean the people of Liberia, the horse you put on the government to make sure what was the agreement? What did he bring from South Korea? This is what we should know. Is it beneficial to us? Is it actually weird they will invest $24 billion into Liberia? Because you see, Western cluster have $1 billion contract signed in Liberia, and there was some temporary ban, and now the ban has been lifted because they were violating some environmental laws. Now, because they invested that money, you can't throw them away. So it's incumbent upon us as Liberians and the people that sit on the platform. I agree with you, Paul and Linford, to say these are mockery, but then we should take as it is for now on the face value and question them. And tomorrow, after 2-3 days, we come back. Mr. President, you were in South Korea. I understand that you had an MOU written, got $24 billion, where we put in Daily Observer. Is that true? No, I didn't say that. Okay, then another question. What happened? What did you say? But we are not saying that. We're questioning it right now. So we see what was their MOU written? If it's nothing, because we don't have money. You're asking Paul, why is it that we can't have one African summit? What do you have? You're a beggar. Do you have a choice? You don't.
No. I would disagree with you if you say we do have a choice. We have a choice, but okay. Because we are not making the right choice.
Kenyan President William Ruto was on the conference saying Africa is asking for 85 million to help the fight in Somalia. You know, we're asking United Nations and the Western government. You can't provide for themselves. AU is asking for 85 million to support the case in Somalia. He's asking the outsiders to support that money. African government cannot provide that. Who are you going to beg? You are not begging the Western.
Yeah, but so where does the problem lie? It lies with us.
With us.
Yeah. Okay. So now you got beg already. You got meat. You got cow meat. Now kill it. You get beg already. So now you're hungry. You get oil, everything, pepper, anything you can cook food. Then I will hungry. Then you come to me and say, "My man can't take my beg already and cook it and give me one plate." What sense does that make? So we should be the one calling the person. We should be the one calling this summit. In fact, when they arrange the summit, we say, "No, come to us. Let's be your host because we got what you want." But then we they say if you cook yourself in a tomato cup, they will dig you out with baboon steak. So the people they have studied us. African they are studying us. Maybe it has to do.
I agree with Linford here. Ghana just took a bold step the few days with a cocoa thing that, oh, wait a minute, we produce chocolate. We produce cocoa, you eat chocolate. And you send a crop back to us. It's not happening now. Why is it that we have everything on our continent and then they will invite us, say, oh, we come and get y'all 400 billion. We want a copper.
They see they pack you all that low. Can you imagine? None of them can say no.
He said no. You want it, you can't be the backer. And that's the bold step those young guys are taking. When I talk, Jamal don't like it, but it's the truth. This is what Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali is doing, that they have to walk out of ECOWAS because ECOWAS is just another organization that is a complete sellout.
But
I think a bold step.
Yeah, we need to close up now. But let me get through this one out. Let me get through this one out. No, I see the foundation of some of the greatest countries in the West shaking because long time ago, go back after the Second World War, right? So you talk about some 50, 60, 70 years, some 80 years now. Okay, now at that time, the Western countries, all the colonies, they have strong grip on all of their colonies. The Great Britain have strong grip on something they call the Commonwealth, which I don't even let to use our Commonwealth. Like it means simple property, You look at other people call it common. Okay, then the other countries that colonize Africa, they have strong grip. And they were beating the drum and they will detect that we dance with it. And we continue to do it, except for a few countries that are breaking away. Now, the question here is, now as we speak. We try to wake up Burkina Faso and Mali and Niger. They try their best, and this is the very reason why the boys are fighting. Or the very reason why Kwame Nkrumah then stood up, Patrick Lumumba then died, and stuff like that. Now, but the question is, like Paul Riley said, why is it that there is something that the people want beyond, why they can't leave us? They look at the African, we use life with them, we do, but they stay beyond. Oh, what? Why can't we think and rethink and say, no, listen, there is something the people want. Yeah? And then set our own criteria and say, look, if you want this thing, you got to do this. And you see, they will fall in line. But because we're not doing it, and let me tell you, I can't blame them. Because if the people want diamond, okay, they think the mineral that they use in cell phone, without a cell phone or computer or that function, it's only found in Africa, it's only found in where? Congo. So the Congolese government could say, look, listen, we're not giving you one piece of the thing, the thing not eating. You can't say we're not carrying to the hospital, you're not wearing clothes, it under the ground, let it be there. We're not giving you one piece until you'll do this, you'll do this, you'll do that. And put moratorium on there for complete 5 years and see if people don't come back in your country. But because when they had a head, then see, oh, they power that low. Why can't they power that minister and put on plane, they start going. You see it? So people always drill all around. So African leaders start to think, and many people have written articles about this thing. Many people have talked, but our people do not seem to listen. So the problem is us and not the West.
Visionary leaders.
Yeah, and to close on the one,
we don't have it, and this is the problem. And we go up 24 billion.
Yeah,
I'm coming here with Ogisi Mountain, and then
that
after 1 year, 24 billion finished. The
can't look at it, Paul. That just figure. Yeah, that get a figure. The figure they say we'll get 24 billion. Why I say put it in my hand? They will not do it. But
let's close up, my brother.
I'm almost losing my friend on this one.
77 years old in next month, and you stay crying here. Please.
Yes. The same Korea that came to us were begging us in Singapore. They asking for open door policy. We now they calling for summit, and they coming get something might be wrong with us.
You should have invited to Addis Ababa for
and if African countries could get rid from the platform of the BRICS, that is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and now they got many. They're going to almost 15, 16 countries. From 5, they're going to 16 countries, almost. Now, if African countries could get rid along the land, you know what happening now? The foundation of those strong, they are our European, all of them shaking. But they get to they're shaking on their feet. Because number one, they're losing grip. The great America.
The BRICS summit is on Friday. This Friday.
I tell you, African government joining the BRICS, you'll be overthrown. Any government for you?
No, they got African government. African is part of it. So Africa is a key member.
Yeah, of course. So Africa is a
but so Africa can stand on their own.
Not like Liberia.
Can any other country stand on their own?
So Africa.
Burkina Faso is going, and these countries are going.
Burkina Faso is being pulled by the nose.
Yeah, but
Burkina Faso can stand on their own.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You mean any country?
Or end the show, man.
African countries?
You don't even know what you're talking. Yeah, so Africa compared to Africa, other African countries.
So Africa is capable of standing on their own.
Can you compare
to Africa? They are in the outer space. Is Burkina Faso in the outer space?
So you were 150 or 176 years old.
No, 77 years next month.
77 years old next month. That the little country that come from South Korea come to you, say, I'll give money. We jumping up and down.
They laid the foundation. Your people been.
But
years back. So that's
the last program when I was here alone, I said this. No, South Korea they have been starving their whole citizens and say, you know what happened? There is fortune in Africa. You save the money here. If you are making $100, we'll call it down to $80. We're saving the extra. Because we'll go to Africa, we'll go invest it. The people that are hungry, they want money. So
and they'll send their people, they'll be working.
Yeah, they'll send and we'll say all of your back there, you'll go. See,
we'll get the right to run for
and we'll send the money. The very poor will send the money to they will steal it. They will cover their own people.
You see
That's Africa we're talking about.
Take it on a continental level, guys. Bring China in, bring Taiwan in. We bring Korea will be here. Korea, they're nothing. So North Korea setting their small weapon around and will start run away. Yeah? Yes, that country Kosovo. Who your president was meeting with? Kosovo. Kosovo, if you give me house, you give me everything free. Think I live there, and I live there.
Because you live in the West. If you're in Africa, Kosovo will be the first place you want to run to.
Guys, let's close there. I think it was guys. Give us your closing there for now. Go to Paul, then we'll go to Chima.
No, for me, I've already done my closing. I'll give it to God to take it from here.
Well, time if I spend nothing much to say. Thanks to our many viewers. And we urge you to also please download our radio app, and you can follow the show whenever we are online. The show will also be broadcast on the radio. And I want to encourage Liberians to keep hope alive. Come what may, whatever government that will be installed, keep hope alive. One day, Liberia can do better. And as a matter of fact, in the last 15 to 20 years, Liberia is growing. Just like our growth is like a child crawling, but Liberia is growing gradually. Some of the new developments I want to see is a complete layout of different cities in Liberia. You know, a complete layout where you have connectivities. Example, like we are here in Europe, most of the big cities, they have this cycle or a walk. When you drive around, you come to the city center, you can leave the city center and connect every other part of the city. You know, so Liberia can do it, Liberia can get there. We need to be more accountable for these things that we do when you are into public offices. So congratulations to us for the little growth and achievement we've made. And July is right here. If you're here in Europe, all road leads to Germany, Wolfsburg, Germany. Join us and let's celebrate Liberia at 177. And I say peace to all of you.
Thank you. I love the code 177. Did I say Jima or Paul?
Well, Jima said, so let me go. We had a very good discussion, fascinating one. My doubt on my beloved country is going to take somebody, a visionary, to change my doubt about people in Liberia. Because the way we behave, it does not show that we're moving anywhere soon. We stay out of position. In the 21st century, God said 177. I still looking for, I think, how they call Gabon may come to Liberia tomorrow, say we'll give you $2 billion, we'll sell everything. That those smaller countries around us are moving ahead and we still crumbling to get somewhere else. I just don't see it, and I don't know where we're heading. Instead of going forward, we're going backward. We need to take a bold step. The bread and butter issue in Liberia, it can be addressed in Liberia. There's a young man in Senegal is doing something that is dramatic. There's another 34-year-old, 35 in Burkina Faso that making headways. While we're going to South Korea, hoping to get 24 billion in this. My God, I don't know where we're heading. We're going nowhere, and you just embrace yourself for a long haul. And I pray the sewer system that we talk about in Liberia, the visionary leader that will come say in the next 10 years we'll have a new capital. I yet to see that, maybe not in my lifetime. So we just hanging on Liberia, and we're hoping maybe we'll go to Malabio and take you from him, or we may end up going to Burkina Faso and asking the young people, boys, how you're managing. Until we get that right, we will start going somewhere good. We're not going anywhere soon. We have bunch of crooks in Liberia that just signed some kind of document say, oh, rubber would not, and all of the good story they put together, we're not going anywhere soon. And that's how I see my country. It's just the place I come from means nothing to me. I cannot see Liberia that I saw when I was 5 years old to my pension time. My brother, we shall meet in heaven. Maybe we'll be smiling on the young people that will take over Liberia. Maybe that God
all that people that hope on heaven. Who tells you that everybody will go to heaven? Some people really
I want maybe that young guys, when they come to power, then we'll see that Liberia. But in our lifetime, I'm hoping maybe I'll be walking with crutches and say, some young boy have done something dramatic. I'm not seeing that anytime soon.
How young boy there, how some of you enjoy.
I talking about maybe guys then, maybe his son or grandchildren, maybe when we're 100 years old.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Maybe my children.
Do your closing.
And then we start baking Singapore and Korea and all that for money. Father God, help my country.
Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for joining us today. Just to let you know, on the Friday, we'll be having one of the Liberian entrepreneur real estate entrepreneur will be joining us. Usman Yenye will be our guest on Friday. So we want you to tune in on Friday. Sorry that we don't show you the poster, but we'll be flying around. So follow our Facebook, YouTube, and we'll be putting a flyer there. Usman Yen lives in Germany. He's a real estate entrepreneur. You'll be our guest on Friday, this Friday, which will be the 14th of June. So we want you to be there if you're interested in making a real estate business in Liberia, here in Europe. If you're interested, you have questions for him, we'll like to speak to him. So we ask you to join us. Usman Yen will be with us on the Friday. Liberian time, 7 o'clock. Europe time, 9 o'clock. Central UK time is 8 o'clock. So Usman Yen, our guest on Friday on the Borderline Liberia. As well, don't forget, please download our apps, both Apple, that's iPhone, and also Android. It's always on there. Go in the Google and Apple store, download it. You'll catch it every time. We also got nice music, news, everything from Liberia on the Borderline Liberia Radio 247. Thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Okay. Guys, I want to say thank you very much. It was a great show. Last week I was there alone, suffering. But today, you guys, you added more time. And for some reason, there were a lot of people following me that to the point where I reached a point and I started questioning myself, but what am I saying? That people, but it's good to be here, guys. Those of you who always join us, without you, like I always say, without you, we will not be here. And without us, you will also not be here, because it's like you open your computer and looking at it, So it's because of you we are here, and because of us, you are there. And the little pieces that we put together here, I think will also make sense, and we learn from you too. When it comes to what we've been discussing tonight, we talked about the sanitation risk in Liberia. That's a very bad thing. Imagine a lot of people die from simple sickness. Oh, the male, every time I know. Oh, the person was here 2 days, the may not die. They may not get sick. Oh, maybe they wish God. No, there's some cholera or something. Imagine the people who are not going in and see whether you can drink. It's not possible. You will not live. You get sick. And you don't have the facility to say, oh, when you fall sick, they will carry you to the hospital. They go to JFK. They even got a treatment there. Okay? And, that's why when we talk, some people think we just want to talk. No. In 2020 and 2020, August 10, I took operation for appendicitis, which erupted even in my stomach before I got to the hospital. Okay? God help me, I survived. Then 2021, I took operation for an operation I took way 1982, what boss again, they had to do it. In 1 year time, August 10 and August 8. In Liberia, I will be there because they don't have the equipment. As I said, I got 8 holes on my stomach, but I can't feel anything. This is the kind of thing we want for our people. But people will die from simple, affordable disease in Liberia. I'm a victim, lost my daughter for simple thing like that. And then people will say, oh, it's normal. Why the people who in authority, when they get sick, they fly to Ghana? Can you imagine? You should be able to have the same facility if you can fly to Ghana or wherever. But you don't have it. Only the people who you can elect can have that kind of facility. These are the things we sit here and talk. We're not talking because we get mocked. I can go sing. If I want to talk, I can go sing. Okay? So we thank you for following us. And the next we'll also talk about 24 billion here. Now, it's a good, it sounds good to the ear. And politicians are very crafty. They come, they use money to go attend the programs. And when they come back, they already plan what we tell them, we'll go. They'll go talk something that they will like. And then the ordinary guy, the Yapolo who walking on the street all day, with one plastic bag hanging in hand, he say he's selling it, buy your plastic, the guy even buy it. When he hear, they say, oh, the president went to South Korea and then they sent 24 billion. That Yapolo will get reinvigorated. He will be happy. Tomorrow he say, yeah, at least I can start selling plastic bag and maybe I'll be selling plastic bucket. Only to find out that he will not even be able to sell plastic bag in next week. You see? So that's why we sit and talk. We want to know what behind this thing here. And let me tell you, a small thing we say we get mineral resources. No, let me tell you, no thing the time can pass. Time we can't nobody buy rubber. Iron ore depending on the people now using iron too much again, except for the building construction. But almost even car, people that make pure iron again, that they recycle iron, they get with recycle. All the new car that in the town that get there, punch one, your hand will almost pass through it. That iron, in that little iron car is so hit bang. So we look at the future. They say all the iron ore, what you will eat, what your children, you hear children, but you think about your children. They say all the mineral, get the gold, everything. MNG, they take all the gold, carrying it. You think the student, why they taking it, carrying it, then they leaving nothing with you. That's all thing they're talking about. So my people, it's good that you can, some of you who can listen and analyze. Pass a message to your people. Let our government do the right thing. Thanks, guys. It was good being here, and let's go home to sleep. At least we'll be here on Friday. Usman Yan will be our guest. He does housing business, real estate business. He can buy a house for you. He can make you to buy a house. We'll hear from him. He will tell us how he can manage. I don't know whether he get plenty of money. He get $24 billion too. So myself, I want a house. So he will tell us. So guys, thanks a lot, and have a good night. And this is how we'll let you leave you on the program, The Bottom Line Liberia. It was good being here.